Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second semifinal in the Winter 25 Battle Court season. I'm Andrew Bleckman, joined alongside Stu Nyman to bring you this matchup between the Renegades and the Devils. How you doing tonight here, Stu?
Doing really well. The first final was great. Looking forward to this second final.
Yes, Fireballs defeating the Warriors just this past Friday night, so the Fireballs either going to play the Devils or Renegades. We'll begin here with Division II doubles. Go Sherry and Ben take on Jairo and Benny. Reminder, folks, this is a best of 7 in the semifinal. First team to win 4 matches will advance to the championship. All 6 doubles teams scheduled to play here. Again, when the first team gets to 4, we're done. Go Sherry and Ben serving to Jairo and Benny.
Go Sherry serves. We begin. There's a backhand by Benny to the inside. Backhand now by Go Sherry. Ben now, 11 line. Benny moves in from the 10. Right to the backcourt. Ben's there. Big backhand by Ben. Stopped by Benny. Go Sherry powerfully to the corner. Jairo now steps in at the 8 line. Robote forehand by Go Sherry is stopped by Jairo. Jairo from the forehand, low and hard to the inside. Ben, great scoop in the backcourt. Robote, that's the rebound off the back wall. Play to the inside, caught in the air by Jairo. Benny to the inside again. Here's Ben from the 11 line. Catch by Ben off the wall, back at the 12. Here's Benny, backhand from the 11 line to the inside. A Robote, forehand. Benny's there. Go Sherry now, backhand from the 9. Benny low runner, scooped up by Go Sherry. Robote kicks out to the 6 line. Forehand Robote by Go Sherry. Caught off the wall and returned by Benny. Costado along the wall. Stopped by Benny. Here's the backhand. Ben's there. Powerful backhand by Go Sherry. Robote coming out to the forehand of Jairo. Caught in the air by Ben. A fine catch, fine return. Robote on a high bounce, sent back by Jairo. Benny plays it low and hard. Go Sherry's there. Drop shot, scores. First point goes to Go Sherry and Ben of the Renegades. Go Sherry has the serve.
Well, just a really interesting matchup for a variety of reasons to begin the game day. Number one, this is the only doubles match between the Renegades and Devils where the teams split the season series. Every other matchup on the board, either the Devils won both or the Renegades won both. So Jairo and Benny here against Go Sherry and Ben, we're really kind of going to give you a good look at who might end up winning this game day. Go Sherry and Ben, the Renegades are 4-1-1 when they win, 0-2-2 when they don't win. Again, this team pretty much has to get it done here. The Renegades are going to be behind the 8 ball early.
Jairo picks the serve. That's a powerful backhand. Robote coming out. Robote by Go Sherry. Benny's there. Benny from the 9 line. Go Sherry calls for the Robote. That's a miss Robote at the 8. We're all tied up 1-1. Jairo serves for the Devils.
And historically, the Renegades have been just dominant in the regular season. This year, a little bit different. They lost Aratz in the draft. They picked up Urbieta, but they did sacrifice a couple doubles teams. The 4 and the 6 doubles combined for the Renegades went 0-20. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the 1, 2, 3, and 5 doubles. With the Renegades not holding that tiebreaker match,
I just looked down and saw that.
Yeah, with the Renegades not holding the tiebreaker, I mean, you put a lot of pressure on your best players, Go Sherry and Go Inaga, but they have to deliver.
Here's the backhand by Jairo. Ben, backhand from the 11 line. Rebote forehand. Gaucheri's there. Gaucheri from the 8 line. Wall to wall. A bullet from the left side of Gaucheri. Powerful forehand now by Jairo. Gaucheri calls for the rebote. Benny on the forehand, moving up. Cortado from the 9 line, stopped by Gaucheri. Powerful backhand stopped by Jairo. Jairo hard to the inside, Gaucheri is there. A low bullet, caught by Benny at the 12 line. Gaucheri off the sidewall, big backhand, rebote coming out. Good save by Gaucheri, keeps it in play. Benny steps in at the 8. Ben, good pickup, back at the 13. Here's Benny again. Jairo from the 8, backhand. Ben from deep in the backcourt, powerful backhand. Benny's there. Rebote by Gaucheri. Benny takes it on the bounce. High forehand to the corner, out to the rebote. Gaucheri's there. Benny stops it on the bounce again. Forehand up the middle. Rebote to the inside. Benny advances, makes the catch. Another Cortada scooped up again by Gaucheri. There's the backhand. Here's the backhand by Benny. Benny again from the 12 line, plays it deep. Powerful forehand by Gaucheri. Ben's there. Ben now from the 11 line. Jairo takes it in the air. Low hard forehand, scoop attempt missed, that scores. 2 points for Jairo and Benny of the Devils. Jairo serves.
We see in that long rally, I mean, a majority of the balls were thrown by Benny here in the backcourt. He's going to control play. Jairo, historically, he's not going to cut off many balls unless they come to his right side and they're up there in front of the 6 line. Jairo's not the type of player like Gaucheri in the front. All right side. Gaucheri, he'll throw that costado with high degree of... Yes.
Powerful backhand. Here's the forehand. Rebote played high and passing. Gaucheri gets in there. Backhand from the 10 line. Big bounce. Stopped by Benny. Great catch. Hard throw to pass. Ben takes it in the air. Here's the backhand now by Jairo. Benny from the back wall. Beautiful throw to the inside. Gaucheri. Forehand rebote. Benny. Rebote left side to the inside. Gaucheri has it. That's his sweet spot. It is scooped up by Jairo. Caught by Gaucheri. Benny, great catch. After a hard throw, he puts it in the corner. Powerful backhand by Benny. Ben, great catch on the forehand. Little miscommunication, and the rebote falls short. 2-2, Gaucheri serves. Yeah, when you see two players looking at each other, kind of pointing at it, there's not a lot of time to make up for that. Jairo got there. He made contact with the rebote, but sent it to the pad.
And you see falling down, he's going to his left side, too, to save that rebote. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's off the back wall or in front of him. Jairo's going to keep the ball on the right side at least 90% of the time.
As much as that's his weapon.
At least.
That's his weapon.
Renegades got kind of bailed out on that bad camera.
Jairo picks that serve, blasts the costado. Now that's a blasted costado by Gaucheri. The split placement will score 3 points for Gaucheri and Ben of the Renegades. Gaucheri has the serve. Jairo tried something different, and it didn't catch Gaucheri. Gaucheri positioned that costado perfectly.
And you don't want to see Gaucheri start to get it going with that left side. Natural left-handed player, so again, kind of helps with throwing that costado, but still, I mean, he's effective, he throws it hard, and he's so precise.
The ace by Gaucheri gives the Renegades 4 points here in the first match. He serves.
And he's got a pretty powerful right side,
Well,
too.
this is the thing. You just can't afford to give the ball to Gaucheri if you can avoid it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to move all around the court trying to get the ball, but you do have to play a game of keep away. Now, Ben's been doing a great job of catching so far everything in this match, but
Ben's a big key, and as this ball warms up, he's going to get a little more involved, too.
There's a backhand by Benny to the inside. Gaucheri. He blasts this backhand. Robote comes up to the 3 line. Beautiful throw by Jairo. Gaucheri makes the save. Benny moves in, makes the catch. Hard throw, straight to the back. Ben's there. Great catch by Ben. This ball's on the wall. Benny's there. Ben now from the 12 line to the corner, out to the Robote. Jairo sends it deep. Powerful, powerful costado. Benny. Cortada goes to the backcourt, stopped by Ben. Ben with a powerful backhand. Robote for Jairo on the forehand. Gaucheri, what a catch at the side wall. Drop shot. Jairo's on it at the 5. Benny at the 10 line. Great catch on the left side. That's Arrimada along the wall and not coming out. 3 points for Jairo and Benny of the Devils. Gaucheri and Ben have 4. Jairo has the serve.
Yeah, I got that ball to drop right in the corner. It kind of dies when it hits that spot where the back wall and the floor meet. Not returnable there.
We don't see many of them.
Again, if Gaucheri's going to play very deep in the backcourt and try to save a majority of these Robotes, again, Ben's got to protect the Chula, but can't let it drop right there. 4-3. Devils back within 1.
It's a powerful serve by Jairo. Good catch by Ben. He settles himself and blasts the backhand. Benny at the back wall. Benny from the 12 line. Plays it deep. Robote. Forehand by Gaucheri. Robote. Forehand by Jairo. That kicked up and hit the overhead screen. That's 5 points for Gaucheri and Ben. Possible set point.
And more often than not, if a Robote sent up in the overhead screen, it comes from the right side. Kicks up off the front wall just the way the ball spins. And again, always have to keep it in mind. Sometimes it'll too much spin and kicks up and out of play. 5-3, possible set point for Gaucheri and Ben. Looking to get on the board first.
Powerful, powerful serve by Gaucheri. There's a backhand by Benny. Gaucheri again, a low bullet. Stopped by Benny on the left side. Gaucheri, backhand. Another bullet along the wall the whole way. Beautiful catch by Benny. Robote forehand to the backcourt. Benny's there. Here's Ben at the 12. High and hard to the inside. Robote for Jairo. To the corner it goes. Gaucheri calls for the Robote. Benny moves up, makes a great catch. Hard backhand stopped by Gaucheri. Benny stops this one in the backcourt. Ben's there now at the 11 line. Benny sends it deep. Robote coming out. Philo Robote will score. Point and set to Gaucheri and Ben. They take the first set 6-3. 2 minutes go up on the board. We'll come back out and play our next set. So yeah, Gaucheri got progressively more warmed up, and then
That's just a killer.
Again, and this isn't being critical of Benny. It's just at this level, you know, Benny's had some success with that cortada from the backcourt, basically making the catch on the right side, moving up and moving in. But again, he's now throwing against Gaucheri, so unless it's like 2 or 3 inches above the pad, if it's like 5 or 6 or a foot above the pad, Gaucheri's going to snag it. And what happened was, early on, that set up the costado for Gaucheri to kill it. Didn't mean that this set went the way it did because Benny did that. It's one of those things. You got to keep in mind who you're playing against. Ben's going to play all defense in the backcourt, and Gaucheri is going to do everything he possibly can to end it every point as quickly as possible in the front court.
Gaucheri, the leader of this team since Battle Court began. 2 championships for the Renegades, tied for the most of any team in Battle Court with the Chargers. Gaucheri and Goenaga, the 2 top front quarters on this team, as we were alluding to a little bit earlier. 31-9 combined doubles record for the Division 1, 2, 3, and 5 teams. Those teams feature Gaucheri in the front or Goenaga in the front. The other 2 teams, the 4 and the 6 this year, we said 0-20. So, and just being realistic here and looking at this schedule, if you're the Renegades, you're probably thinking you have to win 4 matches because you don't have the tiebreaker. You got Nicholas and Kubala for the Devils. They chose to send that team out with an 8-2 record in the regular season against Stan and Ben, who were 0-10, and I don't even think they won 8 sets this year. So you look at that matchup and you think, yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
The rules are that the higher, I want to make sure it's straight in my head because I don't pay attention to meetings.
Please.
It's the higher seeded team chooses that.
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct. So the Devils, the number 2 seed in the regular season. Not to choose the tie-breaking match, but yeah, either of the winners here, the Fireballs are the number 1 seed, and they've already locked their spot in the finals, so be an uphill battle in the championship for both of them. Gaucheri and Ben, in the last couple seasons, they've played together on the Renegades, and they haven't had a lot of playoff success. You know, when you put a lot of pressure on Gaucheri and Goenaga and Ben to deliver in the playoffs, you know, sometimes it doesn't work out, and for this team, it really hasn't the last couple of years. I mean, you see the Warriors won the championship 2 years ago, the Chargers last year, but the Renegades were the number 1 seed in the regular season every one of those years. So this is a team that's built for the regular season. They have tremendous top-level talent. It's just really the depth of this Renegades team. Do they have enough there with the 4, 5, and 6 to get them to the finish line? Again, you got to win this matchup here. So far, so good, but we'll see later on.
There's the serve. Our second set has begun. Jairo makes that catch, backhand from the 8 line to the corner, and Ben is there. That's a beautiful catch. Jairo reaching out, backhand to the corner again. Robote. Benny from the forehand to the backcourt. Here's Ben from the 12 line. Robote forehand to the inside. Gaucheri, backhand. Low bullet caught by Benny. Gaucheri calls for Robote. Benny has the ball at the 9 line. Low and hard to Ben. He makes the catch. Jairo from the 8 line. Low and hard. Scooped up by Gaucheri. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, you know, Gaucheri might miss one of those, but
No.
Costello, Robote to the left side of Benny. Benny to the inside from the Costello. Gaucheri's calling for it. He makes the save. Benny on the hop. Great catch. Powerful backhand. Ben's there. It's a great catch by Ben, actually. Really good down low. Forehand by Benny to the inside. Crossing, jumping up, and Ben makes another great catch. Robote left side, little clip. Benny's going to look for the Robote. Goes over Ben. Benny keeps it in play. Yeah. What a catch by Benny. That was a bullet. Stopped by Gaucheri. Gaucheri, Costello 2-all. Stopped by Jairo. Jairo powerfully from the forehand, and that was an amazing catch by Gaucheri. Robote forehand is in the air. Gaucheri's there. Split placement attempt. Caught in the air by Benny. Cortada by Benny. Scores. First point of the second set goes to Jairo. And Benny. Jairo has a serve. See what I'm talking about?
Benny's taking a timeout here. Not sure what's going on, but we will pause it.
Stopping play for an equipment change.
Well, that was a really well played point, and I think for the Devils to come back at this match, you have to engage in these long rallies, and you have to just start just getting the ball to Ben in the backcourt, floating these backhands, force him to get involved. This season, the splits between Gaucheri and Ben, Gaucheri touched 62% of the balls, Ben 38%. Jairo and Benny, Jairo touched only 41%, and Benny near 58%. So you're seeing here.
Oh, sorry. That cortada by Benny. You see where it went?
I mean, that was right on the wall. It was just perfect, but got to put a little pressure on it.
Default underserve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line.
If you're playing against Gaucheri and there's no threat of a shot coming to the outside, he's just going to cherry pick all day. And
100%.
He's just going to take over this match. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like Ben hasn't touched the ball in this match yet. I mean, maybe 10%. The numbers this year say 38%. He's not even close to that yet. Got to start to get Ben involved a little bit more and put some pressure on Gaucheri.
Low backhand. Scooped up by Benny and a beautiful catch. Here's Ben, backhand from the 11 line. Jairo from the 8. To the corner. Gaucheri calls for the rebote. Jairo makes the catch. Backhand. Ben now on the right side from the 12. Forehand by Ben. Benny's there. Benny to the corner. Rebote comes to the left side of Gaucheri. Beautiful throw by Gaucheri. Benny advances to take it in the air. Ben, difficult catch on the left side.
Now you see him involved a little more in this point.
Another great catch by Ben. There's the backhand. Benny's there. Backhand from the 10 line. He goes deep. Rebote saved by Benny. Taken low by Gaucheri. Philo stopped by Jairo. Carambola will come back in and score. 2 points for Jairo and Benny of the Devils. Jairo has a serve.
A little counter by the Devils. Benny and Jairo both going with lower and harder backhands, forcing Ben to step in and try to cut some of these off in the backcourt. Because if he lets it pass, it's going to leave a challenging rebote. I mean, Gaucheri can obviously save all of them, but just good counter, good play here to begin the second set. That's what you have to do. Keep it a little lower. Take Gaucheri out of it.
Here's Ben on the backhand. Benny from the 11. Hard to the inside, and Ben's there. There's a backhand by Benny. Rebote, left side. Caught on the forehand of Benny. Benny, another low one. This one caught by Gaucheri. Backhand, a bullet. Caught by Benny at the 13. Ben from the 12. Jairo, forehand rebote, goes to the inside. Gaucheri's calling for the rebote. Puts it inside. Gaucheri has it. Powerful throw. Caught on the forehand of Benny. Benny low and hard. Caught by Gaucheri. Gaucheri winds up. Costello 2-all scores. Gaucheri and Ben on the board with a point. Gaucheri has the serve.
Well, second time that's happened. Gaucheri's picked it before it crossed the wall. Number one, he has a ton of control, so he can throw a shot after making that catch. If he's able to cross the wall, I don't think Gaucheri has the confidence to throw a 2-wall like that.
Well, he tripped him up one time, but
yeah.
2 have wound up having gone
still
from
-1.
the throw to Gaucheri to loss of point if you're a Devil.
They've lost 2, won only 1. So still, get it to Ben and don't give the ball to Gaucheri.
Beautiful catch by Benny off a hard serve by Gaucheri. Here's the backhand by Ben. Rebote to the inside. Benny's there. Backhand. Rebote forehand. Gaucheri, great catch. Winds up. That is in and scores. We're tied up. 2-2. Gaucheri serves.
Yeah, Devils are looking over at their sideline, but I don't think they're going to want to take a look at this. It's a first match, and you can see the replay there.
No,
it looks to be
absolutely save it. You had 2 judges pointing in. If there was some confusion amongst the judges, like one judge pointing out, one judge pointing in, then maybe.
No,
but
that was a firm call by the back judge, and he was right on the line. Again, that Philo comes at you so quick. Hard to react in time to scoop it up. Even Jairo on that right side.
Powerful serve by Gaucheri. There's the backhand. Beautiful catch by Gaucheri. Powerful throw. Here's Benny. Benny from the 12 line. Gaucheri's already calling for it. Rebote to the inside. What a catch by Benny. Ben down low with a bobble. 3 points for Jairo and Benny of the Devils. Jairo serves. That's Ben's first miss.
I was going to say the first crack here in the backcourt. I mean, he's been solid all day long, making tough catches. But as I said earlier, the first set is not the biggest test. The second and third set, when the ball gets warm and he's going to have to step up and step into a bigger role, that's where he's really going to have to shine. Renegades want to come back.
Powerful serve by Jairo. Ben stops it. Backhand in the air. Benny's there. Low runner to Ben. That ball is tipped. That's a 4th point for Jairo and Benny. Jairo has a serve. Also, another thing that we've seen throughout the history with the Renegades is that Gaucheri begins to feel that he has a little bit more pressure to start making catches of his backcourt.
Well, it goes hand in hand with getting the ball to Ben. If you get it to
100%.
Ben consistently, then Gaucheri's going to push. He'll get out of position, and then you can attack from there.
And he occasionally throws it off. I mean, not often.
You have to have just an extreme level of patience. And Jairo and Benny both are very patient, and they're willing to engage in these long rallies and set up a point in the second set where this match turns in their favor, and maybe it already has.
Robote coming out low. Jairo plays it high to the backcourt. Gaucheri calls for the Robote at the 10 line. Robote forehand. Gaucheri has on left side. He winds up. Split placement. Caught in the air by Jairo. Jairo powerfully from the Costallo. Gaucheri on the catch. A low bullet is scooped by Benny. Karen by Benny. Caught on the forehand of Gaucheri. Gaucheri with a 2-all that scores. 3 points for Gaucheri and Ben. Gaucheri will have the serve.
Look, I don't mind the shot from Benny. It's just poor execution. I mean, Gaucheri catches this in the middle of the court. He was scrambling. If it opens up, it probably scores, but you got to just do a little bit better if you're going to take those chances from the back.
It's hard to, when someone's in the moment, it's really hard to explain, even in training. You know, it's like, if you feel like you're under pressure specifically in highline, don't move to the complicated stuff. Stick to the stuff you do best, which is put it hard and in the corner. Just throw it back. Right side, left side, just put it back in the corner.
To your point, how many times do we see guys with open space from the outside and they throw it in the pad or out?
100%. Fault, under serve. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you got to take your time and still get a good throw off. If you rush it, it's certainly not going to score. So you may as well take your time and wind it up and make a good throw at it.
Benny on the backhand to the inside. Gaucheri from the 8 line. Powerful Costello is caught by Benny. Gaucheri calls for it. Benny looking for the Robote. Plays it higher. Gaucheri has it at the 5. That ball got by Benny on the right side as he was advancing. 4-4 is the score. Gaucheri has the serve.
Yeah, it's a tough one there. Benny moving up on it. It just kicked up over his cesta. Such a fast throw and a quick bounce.
Gaucheri's coming. I mean, he's been. It's like he's been playing or warming up all day. I mean, he's just come out absolutely on fire. Jairo too. Jairo actually under.
Again, and maybe
more control than I'm used to seeing.
And some early exits from the playoffs the past few seasons maybe fueling Gaucheri because he's throwing it hard and everywhere.
Here's a catch by Ben, backhand. Benny on the catch, backhand from the 11 line to the inside. Gaucheri has it. A bullet from the backhand. Robote right up the middle. Robote forehand to pass. Robote for Gaucheri. Benny advances, catches it in the air. Low, hard backhand to the corner. Gaucheri calls him off. Big bounce. Stopped by Benny at the 9 line. That was interesting. Forehand, straight back. Gaucheri's there. Gaucheri, powerful Costello. Benny, hooked the Robote. Oh. That is 5 points for Gaucheri and Ben of the Renegades. This is possible set, possible match point. Benny's more than capable of making that Robote. That he was either off his footing. I mean, he hooked it.
Yeah, he just hooked it. Yeah, I mean, that's what it looked like. It's coming so fast off the back wall. You try to turn it, but
you saw what Gaucheri did there. The ball came to him. He wasn't entirely comfortable. He took 2 little steps to the side, let it pass, turned around through the Robote. But the communication, both verbal and nonverbal, between he and Ben is so good. Ben knew without being told not to go for it, even though Gaucheri passed on it. That's an ace. Point, set, and match for Gaucheri and Ben, taking it in straight sets, 6-3, 6-4.
Well, Devils coming to this one as the higher seed, but the Renegades determined to get back to the championship. Gaucheri and Ben, what a start, 6-3, 6-4, defeating Jairo and Benny in straight sets. And that was down 4-2 as well. They came back 4 straight points, and the Renegades get the first win of this semifinal.
As soon as that highlight ball leaves the cesta, you can't blink because every second is packed with action. Keep up with the world's fastest ball sport all game day long with bets on the matches, the sets, and each individual point. Find your favorite team or player and get in on the action with DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the World Jai-Alai League. The crown is yours.
Folks, let's take a look at that game day score. Reflecting that win. Reflecting that win by the Renegades there. Gaucheri and Ben, 6-4 in the regular season, coming up clutch there in the playoffs. We have our winning team over in the DraftKings Players Cage ready to go. Gaucheri and Ben. There they are after that first win today, guys. Again, the last couple of years, you've been the #1 seed headed into the playoffs. This year, you guys are the 3 seed. You don't have the tiebreaker. So how much more pressure did you feel, if any, going out there in the first match of the day?
I think a lot. I think it's very clear to anybody that's looked at our team record that this first game was far more important to us than the Devils. It set the tone, and we needed it. So thankfully that we were able to come out and do the job for our team.
Awesome, guys. Great performance to start things off. Good luck the rest of the way today.
Thank you.
So coming up next, we'll see Division 6 doubles. I'll be Stan and Flores for the Renegades against CRB and Kubala for the Devils. Stan and Flores went 0-10 in the regular season, one of 2 winless teams for the Renegades. They'll step out against CRB and Kubala, who tied for the best record in Division 6 at 9-1. CRB and Kubala won both of the matchups in straight sets in the regular season, 6-3, 6-0 back on January 24th and 6-4, 6-2 on February 18th. Also should note, Stu, again, 3 game days played in the regular season, 2 ties, the Renegades won 1, but all 3 of the game days were played before February 19th. So these teams haven't matched up in a while, and here they are in the playoffs with a spot in the finals on the line. Ready to begin, match number 2. There's a serve, we begin. Flores has it in the middle of the court, backhand to the inside, caught by Kubala. Tough play along the wall, there's Flores, he sends it back. Kubala in the corner, he makes a tough pickup. Stan backhand, hard up the middle, Kubala keeps it on the left side. Now CRB reaches low, sends it back. Stan cuts it off at the 9, he goes deep. Pass Kubala, CRB hooked it into the pad. Stan and Flores on the board first here.
Kubala with consistent catching in the back, but you saw Flores there. A couple good catches, got the ball back. And again, if you keep Kubala back behind the 12 line, both of these players are capable of doing it. You might have some success if you're the Renegades here.
Good stop there by Kubala off the serve, backhand floated up, catch by Flores. CRB reaches back behind him, backhand, cut off by Stan. Stan sends it deep, Kubala takes it off the wall, backhand from the 12. Flores now up a little further, backhand, up the middle. Kubala just did get there. CRB Costado along the wall. Flores is there to stop it. Backhand, low runner. Right on the numbers. Kubala scoops it up. Tough play again by Flores. Backhand comes in high. Kubala's there. CRB now reaching back, cuts it off. The backhand, a little too much. That's up at the overhead screen and out of play. 2 points for Stan Flores.
As we've talked about before with CRB and some of his player of the day appearances, is that in the backcourt he just catches and throws and he feels real comfortable doing it. In the front court he sometimes feels the pressure to throw a shot or, in that case, get the ball back, and it caught the overhead screen.
Kubala in the middle of the court, backhand from the 10 line, caught up the wall by Flores. Now Kubala at the 10, backhand, same spot, Flores is there. On the bounce, Kubala picks it up high on the left side, sends it back. There's Flores again, nice play. Now CRB, this one died off the front wall. Flores there to pick it off, backhand 2-all, not enough, but it's dropped. 3 points for Stan Flores. Wow.
Yeah, CRB just looking a little unsettled in the front court again. And Flores here in the back has missed a ball.
Again, this is a moment without any pressure for Stan Flores. I mean, no expectations going in, playing spoiler, and 3 straight to begin. Fault under serve, first fault, second serve coming up.
Yeah, no better time to shine than now.
And you think CRB Kubala, I mean, they got to be feeling all the pressure in the world. Their team's down a match. They're counting on them to win easy here, and they're already in a 3-0 hole. Staying on the inside, caught by Kubala. Here's the backhand, sends it a little bit deeper. Here's the rebote now. Stan sends it high and out of play. That gets the Devils on the board, their first point. You're starting to see, got to pass Stan. We've seen him struggle a little more with the ball off the back wall than catching in front of him.
Yeah, so far Flores solid as far as the catching's concerned.
Catching.
Yeah, he's not going to, he may not hurt you from the backcourt, but he does look like he's going to catch
you in
it.
Yeah. Flores handles that serve, back to the inside. On the wall, Kubala, nice scoop again. Flores back on the inside, it's on the wall. Kubala steps back, makes the play. Backhand 2-all, CRB with the scoop. Cortada, almost missed the front wall, and Stan picks it up. Cortada by Stan, dropping and scoring. 4-1, Renegades lead.
That started off with the shot by CRB. Gobbled up by Stan.
With that Cortada, I mean, it almost missed the front wall entirely. That was certainly not where he wanted to place it. I hope not. Yeah.
Something different.
High, hard backhand floated in the corner. Stan Rebote in the pad. And part of that pad is bad. 2 points. Devils serve.
The role of unforced errors can't be overstated, especially now in the playoffs. Do whatever you can to avoid it. Keep the ball in play and on the glass.
Oh, Stan just out of the way of that
Good
serve.
dunk.
Flores floats it back. Kubala runs under it. That one drops right in the corner. Stan left side of Bote. CRB gonna let it pass. Kubala's got it. Backhand crossing the wall. Both Renegades there, and Stan
That's
plays the
beautiful
Rebote
Rebote.
with a big bounce.
What a
Kubala
catch.
goes up to control it. Fires it inside, dropping low. There's Stan. Big backhand now. Kubala steps away. CRB alone for the Rebote, puts it inside. It scores. 3 points for the Devils.
Flores' first miss. Good rebote by Stan. Also, Kubala calling CRB off there twice.
Backhand to the inside. Kubala steps up before it crosses. Low runner. There's Flores. Kubala gets there at the 10 line. Backhand up the middle. Flores runs around it. Here's the backhand. Caught by Kubala. Floats this one up from the 11. Sends it deep. Now Stan hooks Robote up the middle. Kubala again calls him off, makes the catch, fires it high into the corner. Robote crossing, adds up in the screen. 4-4 is the score. CRB and Kubala serve.
Stan throughout the season has had some difficulty with building on mistakes.
Here's a catch on the inside by Kubala, backhand, stopped by Flores. The ball from the 12, backhand, Stan, tip ball along the wall. 5 points and a possible set point for CRB and Kubala.
Now the Renegades were off to a really good start again. Flores flawless with his catching throughout the first several points. Stan making the rebotes and making the catches. Then it's just gotten away from them.
Flores back of the 10. Oh, plays it up the middle. CRB stops it. Cortada by CRB. Crossing. There's Flores. Nice grab. Sends it deep. Kubala out of the way. CRB saves it to the outside. Philo Robote ends it. Devils take it 6-4. 2 minutes. Come back and play set number 2. Robote to the outside there by CRB. Ends the set. Got a little dicey there early on. I mean, 3-0 hole, 4-1 hole for the Devils, but able to dig themselves out and pick up a big first set victory. Robote left side there by CRB. You see, look, did he hook it a little bit? Sure, but still. Got to score one more than your opponent. Got to get to 6 points before them. And hey, CRB throws it pretty well there to end the set. Back over here with the Devils side of the DraftKings players cage. There's Ferronda in the middle. Ferronda coming out. Ferronda and CRB coming up in match number 4. Then Ferronda and Benny, if needed, that will be match number 6. But a really good comeback there, you know, a team sometimes that hasn't been tested so much in the regular season. When they get their backs up against the wall, they don't play all too well, but good on CRB and Kubala hanging in there, and props to Kubala. I mean, stepping up as the higher ranked player of the two, taking a little more control, calling CRB off after he made a couple mistakes, and that's really when the Devils took over and went on that run to win the set.
That was great play by Kubala, you're absolutely right. And how he's come back from this torn ACL injury that took him out for basically a year. It's really good to see him play, and not just play, but have some success. And for those of you who wonder, it's like some folks in the chat, the other chat, we don't have a chat here. Well, we do have a chat, but you and I don't watch it, but that's besides the point. So why does he kiss his bicep? Does he work out? It's like, nah, he's got a highlight tattoo there. Just saw it. Second set ready to begin.
These players making their way back out there. We'll be standing Flores with the serve when we begin set 2. Ladies and gentlemen, second set is ready to begin. Stan Flores will serve to CRB and Kubala. Here's the serve. It's caught by Kubala. Floats the backhand up into the corner. Robote saved. It's up in the overhead screen. Caught the rail, actually. Either way, first point for the Devils.
Stan's first forehand rebote hits the rail just above the front wall.
Here's Kubala on the inside from the 11, floats it back. Oh, that drops right in the corner. Stan comes back and makes a tough rebote save, but CRB, low runner, scoop by Flores.
Scoop.
Nice catch. Now Kubala charging on the inside, forehand, crossing the wall, picked up high on the left side of Flores. Now Flores from the 12. Oh, switches it up. It's a
he's done that before.
But CRB's all over it. Cortada from the outside. What a stop by Stan. Backhand on the corner there by Kubala now.
Yeah, you want to do that as a front quarter, not a back quarter.
Oh, that died off the back wall. A Semi-Chula going to score there for Kubala, 2 points.
Sorry, Kubala just had me laughing. There's no way to get around it. It's like anybody who says, yeah, I throw a lot of chulas at Magic City has had too many drinks when they're saying that.
Gotta tell you,
because no one knows where it is here. You just can't hit it.
That's an overserve. First fault, second serve coming up.
But Kubala did have fun hitting that. That was hilarious.
If a Magic City player ever tells you that they're the best at throwing chulas, they don't play.
They
don't play on our roster.
Exactly.
Or they played a different Magic City.
Which Magic City is that?
Yeah. Stan picks the serve, 2-wall, thrown to score. Stops the bleeding there. First point for the Renegades. The board here in set 2.
Look, more aggressive play by Stan paid off there. He took the serve and threw a 2-wall. Was flirting with the pad.
Oh, that's dropped right along the wall, juggled it. That's 3 for the Devils.
Again, Flores was spot on in his catching in the first set. That one, the most difficult balls to catch here are those on the wall. And that just...
Kubala floats it high and deep. Rebote coming out and saves it inside. Kubala. Oh, that's right in the corner. Flores didn't want it. Stan just kind of flicks it up there. It's in play. Kubala calls him off.
Oh, my.
Oh, but dropped the floater. That's 2 for the Renegades.
So with Kubala, again, he's usually pretty safe in terms of making a catch and throwing it back. The way he's just in reading his positioning, it looked like he may be thinking about throwing a 2-all having made that catch, because he can make that catch all day long. And far more complicated ones than that one. That's not one that he usually drops.
Kubala takes in the serve. Sends it on a reach. Rebote by Stan. Nice rebote. Right back to him. Flores stops it along the wall, plays it back. Now Kubala takes it off the numbers. Stan blasts the backhand. Rebote by CRB, lays it up. Stan runs under it. Costado looking to pass. He's got it over Kubala's head, but a long run,
Great
and
save.
Kubala saves the rebote. That's a great effort. Now Flores throws it to pass. CRB has to come back for it. Stan attacking. Costado to the outside. CRB dropped it, juggled it. Either way, 3rd point for the Renegades, and we are tied up.
Yeah, that ball seemed to bobble before he drops, so potential bobbling would have been the call. But Stan, again, getting more aggressive here, throwing it outside. Oh, no, that would have been a Apollo catch if that would have gone on. That's where it hits the frame and then rolls into the basket. Of course, there's no replay on that, but they occasionally get called as bobbles, but no, that would have been a legitimate catch. It basically hits the frame of the cesta and then rolls in. Apollo catch. Then he dropped it.
Kubala gets up to that serve, sends it high and deep. Rebote coming out. Stan sends it inside. Now Kubala, forehand. Stan picks it off the wall again. He goes back. Quick release, Kubala not going to get there. CRB makes a save. Stand in the middle of the court. Forehand to pass. Kubala makes a save. Kubala back at the 12 line, plays it up the middle. Flores steps around it. Right to the inside on the bounce. Kubala makes a high scoop. This one dropping. Stan sends it high and deep. Promote coming back to CRB. It's right in the wall.
Good save.
It's a good save. Right to Stan though. Costado, 2-wall opens. CRB stops it. Forehand. Up the middle.
What a
scoop by Stan Cortada.
What a
now
scoop.
Kubala makes a catch in the backcourt. Flores picks it off the wall. Back inside. Here's Kubala now. This one past Flores. Robote. Stan again keeps this one a little bit lower. Kubala on the bounce up at the 10 line. Fires it inside. Robote again. That just clears the screen. Big bounce. Kubala settles. And he controls it at the 13. Stan Cortada even lower. That will score. What a point by the Renegades. They lead 4-3.
My, oh my. So Stan's shot, again, you and the stat master, and it looks like we'll take a break here.
Yeah, just looks like what a quick equipment change for Kubala as he made his way off the court. But
Absolutely.
We'll just put the timer on and sure it stays within the 5 minutes. And stepping out late here, 4-3 lead for the Renegades into second set. Devils already took the first. So he's back out there. Quick change, and we're ready to begin play.
Turned out to be a brief timeout. Everything okay with Kubala. 4-3. It's been close. I'll tell you, I've been very impressed with Stan.
Oh, this is the best this team.
This is the
Stan
best.
and Flores have played.
This is the best that Stan has played. All his shots have worked.
How about the catching too? It's been phenomenal.
Absolutely. Flores in the backcourt has only made a couple errors.
Serve kicks off the wall. Kubala takes to the middle of the court. Sends it back. Flores with the catch. Sends it high and deep. Back to Kubala. Flores takes it again. Kubala waiting for it. Same spot. Sends it a little bit higher, closer to the wall.
That's a tough one.
Flores, what a grab. Now Kubala steps up. He's at the 10 line. Keeps it inside. What another great catch by Flores. And it's tipped by CRB. 5 points. Possible set point for Stan and Flores.
So CRB with a rare miss. He's been spot on there throughout the season. Again, we are in the playoffs, and everybody knows that. Rather, everybody knows that that's on the court. Every catch and every throw comes with just a little bit more pressure than it might normally in Battle Court.
Kubala takes in the serve, backhand, past the Renegades. Rebote by Stan, powerfully thrown. Kubala steps back, makes a tough catch, forehand over the top. Stan attacking,
Missed.
and he just dropped it. That's 4 for the Devils. Still possible set for the Renegades.
A close second set here.
High, hard backhand, caught by Kubala, ranging back to the 12. Sends it up the middle. Now Flores. There's a catch by Kubala, keeps it inside, along the wall. Flores makes the play. Backhand 2-wall. CRB's got this one. Karam by CRB, scores! So here we are, tied up at 5-5. Possible match point for the Devils. It is set point for the Renegades.
My, oh my. Never count CRB. Never count CRB out.
Flores gets to that serve, backhand inside. Kubala's there from the 10. Sends it high and deep. Stan scrambling, backpedaling. He makes a save. A beautiful rebote past Kubala. CRB's got his back up. He makes a diving save. Flores up at the 9, backhand inside. Kubala's there again, up at the 10. Sends it deep. Flores with a nice catch. Backhand 2-all, CRB all alone. He makes the catch, sends it high, back inside. Flores, another great play.
Yeah, don't get fancy at this point, guys.
This one close to the wall. Flores makes the stop, backhand lobbed up, and Kubala gets there. Well, that one into the corner. Stan, left side of Bote with a big bounce. Kubala all the way back. He makes the catch. Left side to the inside, crossing the wall,
Great
and
catch.
Stan picks it off. Backhand coming right back to him. Kubala's there. Now Flores at the 11 to the inside. Kubala with the catch. Powerful backhand along the wall. Flores with the stop. Flores now with the forehand, goes high to the inside. It's a big bounce. Kubala running out of space, but he's got it out the 13 line. Forehand dropping, caught by Stan. Drop shot is in the pad, and the pad is bad. Point, set, and match. The Devils escape 6-4, 6-5 with the win. And what a well-played match that was. You got to give Stan and Flores a lot of credit. That's not 100%. An 0-10 team. I mean, they played well above that today. Up 5-3 in the second set, but, boy, just unable to close it out.
Now, that last drop shot into the pad by Stan was one of the few shots that he threw that didn't work today.
But a big win for the Devils that ties up the game day 1-1. Up next will be top division doubles. Gaucheri and Urbieta go up against Jairo and Nicholas. We'll take a look at that game day score now, reflecting that win by the Devils, CRB and Kubala to tie things up. That top doubles matchup next. Gaucheri and Jairo going back out against one another in the front court. Now Gaucheri with Urbieta behind him, and Jairo's got Nicholas. That'll be the top doubles matchup after we interview CRB and Kubala. You know, the regular season, the closest set these two teams played was 6-4, and that was only one set. Today, 6-4, 6-5. Got tight there at the end, but the Devils, when it mattered most, hung in there. Got a couple critical points and a much-needed win. Here they are, CRB and Kubala. What a win, guys. I mean, this is a team that we said you had a lot of success against in the regular season. They step out in the playoffs. They played great. What was the counter, and how were you able to stay in it to ultimately get that win?
Stay focused. Let Kubala do his thing back there. Had a slow start. Just felt like I was still kind of warming up out there, so they played great too as well.
Awesome, absolutely right, but you got the win in the end. Congratulations, guys. Good luck in your next match.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Go Devils.
That'll take us to a top division doubles match. Gaucheri and Urbieta take on Jairo and Nicholas. Gaucheri and Urbieta tied for the best record in Division I doubles this year at 8-2. Jairo and Nicholas, for the worst record actually in this division, at 2-8, but about half of that season was played without Jairo in the front court. The two matchups that these two teams specifically played, though, did feature Jairo and Nicholas and Gaucheri and Urbieta. The Renegades won them both 6-4, 6-3 in straight sets the first time, and then 3-6, 6-3, 6-5 the second time around. So the Renegades swept the season series. Game day's tied going into this match. See where this next win goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our next match. Gaucheri will have the serve for the Renegades. Gaucheri serves. We begin. Nicholas opens up on the backhand to the inside. Excellent catch by Jairo at the sidewall. There's the backhand. Nicholas, backhand from the 12 line. Urbieta now from the 11 to the inside. Nicholas is there. Big backhand. Caught in the backcourt by Urbieta. Nicholas from the left side, keeping it inside. Gaucheri playing deep. Low bullet. Rebote saved by Nicholas. Gaucheri lets it pass. Here's the backhand. Low and hard by Urbieta. Beautifully caught by Nicholas. Urbieta calls for the ball. Nicholas pulls that from the sidewall. Big backhand follows. Urbieta's there. Here's the backhand. Rebote. Nicholas makes the catch. Backhand to the inside. There's the backhand by Urbieta. Rebote, forehand. Nicholas on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 11 line. Nicholas on the backhand to the inside. Urbieta. Nicholas again from the 11 line. Urbieta's there. Beautiful catch by Nicholas deep in the backcourt. Gaucheri has this one on the forehand. Cortada will score. First point of this match goes to Gaucheri and Urbieta. Gaucheri has the serve. And Urbieta got the, yeah, Nicholas missed it, and Urbieta got hit with it.
Again, you're going to expect some longer points in this matchup. Again, we already saw Gaucheri against Jairo, but again, the theme remains the same. Can Jairo do enough to kill some points and start to add them up for his Devils compared to Gaucheri, who's the best in this division at killing points?
Here's Nicholas on the backhand from the 11 line. Urbieta from the 12 to the inside. Urbieta again, low and hard to the inside. Jairo takes it low, sends it back. Beautiful catch by Nicholas deep in the backcourt. Here's the backhand to the inside. Gaucheri, backhand from the 9 line, a bullet from the left side to the backhand of Nicholas. Urbieta now from the 11 line. Powerful backhand. Nicholas is there. Backhand from the 12 line. That ball took a Magic City bounce past Nicholas. Jairo makes the catch. Gaucheri, powerful costado to the inside. Nicholas has it. Backhand. Rebote forehand. Straight to the forehand of Jairo. Jairo powerfully from the right side, and that is a beautiful catch by Urbieta. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Urbieta now from the 11 line. Nicholas from the 10. Urbieta's there. Typical catch by Jairo there on the side wall. Backhand by Nicholas. Rebote coming out. Rebote to the forehand of Jairo. Gaucheri, leaping catch at the 10 line. Rebote left side by Gaucheri, caught by Jairo. Split placement by Jairo. Perfectly thrown to score. That's a point for Jairo and Nicholas. We're all tied up. 1-1, Jairo has a serve.
Well, Jairo needs to do just that if the Devils have any chance of winning this match. Nicholas plays 67% of balls in the backcourt in this match. Jairo touching only 33% up in the front court compared to Gaucheri, who's nearly 50% for the Renegades. And if you look at the backcourters, Urbieta catching at a slightly higher rate than Nicholas. So the only way for the Devils really to win, Jairo's got to make it happen up there in the front.
Robote forehand. Cut off by Gaucheri. Split placement by Gaucheri. Read by Nicholas. Nicholas returns the carom. The carom caught the pad. The pad is bad. That's 2 points for Gaucheri and Urbieta. Of the Renegades, Gaucheri has the serve.
We talked about this earlier, how difficult it is to throw shots under pressure. I mean, Gaucheri's trying to dart to the outside. Nicholas senses that, so he tries to get it off quickly. Throws it low right into the pad.
It's true at every level of professional highlight. There's no question about it. Sidearm serve is stopped by Nicholas. Here's the backhand. Robote. Robote forehand by Jairo. Gaucheri gets in there to cut it off. Philo scores. That's 3 points for Gaucheri and Urbieta. Gaucheri serves.
I mean, right there, shows you the difference between these two teams. I mean, Gaucheri can do that, and Jairo just really doesn't have that effective of a costado. If the Devils are going to win this match and win points, they're going to do it in these longer rallies with hard throws back to the inside, not really going to be a bunch of these kill shots. Whereas Gaucheri, any moment, at any time, from anywhere on the court, he can put one on the board for his team. That's dangerous.
The ace for Gaucheri puts a 4th point on the board for the Renegades. He serves. That cortada serve before sidearm serve. Before sidearm serve, there's a difference, slight, ever so slight difference between the two. That cortada serves comes across the box, crosses the side wall, and can be very, very dangerous for the backcourt. Excellent catch by Nicholas. There's the backhand. This one coming way out. It's at the side wall. Gaucheri makes a save, lays it up. Nicholas is there. Backhand from the 10 line. Urbieta off the wall. He comes down with the ball. That ball is missed in the backcourt. That is a 5th point for Gaucheri and Urbieta. This is possible set point.
How about that catch by Urbieta? I mean, he hasn't been involved all too much in this match, and that'll certainly get him in and get him going if not. What a beautiful catch. Right up the wall. Now 5-1. This has been a quick Division I set here.
Jairo picks his serve.
Oh, no.
Drop shot. Read by Urbieta. Low backhand caught by Nicholas. Here's the backhand. Robote left side for the big bounce. Cut off in the air by Jairo. Jairo inside placement is read and stopped by Urbieta. Nicholas, backhand, powerfully thrown. Robote coming out. Robote coming to the 7 line. Rifled up the middle, caught by Nicholas. Nicholas, low and hard. Urbieta stops it on the left side. Robote forehand by Jairo. Will not pass Gaucheri. Here's the backhand. Nicholas, beautiful catch off the wall. A powerful backhand follows. Robote coming out. Robote to the inside. Nicholas advances to take it in the air. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Backhand now by Nicholas. Robote forehand by Jairo. Robote to the inside. Gaucheri has it. Nicholas on the catch. Low and hard and caught again by Urbieta. Robote. Robote forehand by Jairo. Straight to the backcourt. Urbieta's there. Backhand to the inside. Scooped up by Nicholas. Robote by Gaucheri. Played on the left side at the side wall. Tough play. Robote, left side. Big bounce. Brought down by Nicholas. Nicholas on the left side. Backhand, a little lower, a little harder, and caught again by Urbieta. Nicholas now on the forehand. This one caught by Urbieta. The backhand will hit the pad. The pad is bad. That's the 2nd point here for Jairo and Nicholas. Jairo has the serve. Still possible set point for Gaucheri and Urbieta.
Of all the shots we see in highlight, that's one that I still don't understand. Maybe in a 2nd or 3rd set, I get it because the ball travels a little further, but in a 1st set, the ball's not particularly hot, and those guys don't drop that low runner inside. In a 3rd set, they might. A 1st set, at this level, you never see it. So is it worth sacrificing and giving a point away? Probably not, but fortunately for the Renegades, still have a couple to work with here to close it out.
There's the backhand by Urbieta. Powerfully thrown wall to wall. Robote forehand by Jairo. This one coming out on a high bounce. Whip to the outside. Jairo makes the catch. Blasts it back from the forehand. What a catch by Gaucheri. Nicholas hard to the inside. Urbietta's there. Jairo on the forehand at the 8. Low and hard from the right side. Scooped up high on the left side of Urbieta. Nicholas now from the 11. Backhand by Nicholas. Catch by Urbieta. Robote, that rebound off the back wall comes right up the middle, played from the forehand of Jairo. Robote dropping, saved by Gaucheri. Here's Jairo at the 5. Low and hard, stopped, but not held on to. That ball goes off the frame of Urbieta Sesta. That's a 3rd point for Jairo and Nicholas. Jairo has a serve.
And a rare miss there for Urbieta. I mean, I know it's hard, it's crossing the wall, but still, I mean, he's backing up, he's in position, he's waiting for it, and he just missed it.
And concentrating.
Right.
You're looking both at the ball and the side wall for when it crosses. That's why when it crosses and it stays inside, it can be a real problem. But that one came off sufficiently. Yeah.
He was there, but just a miss.
Urbieta comes to the outside to make the play. Good duck by Gaucheri. There's the backhand by Nicholas. Nicholas on the catch. Backhand from the 9 line. Hard to the inside. Urbieta's there. Beautiful catch by Nicholas behind the 12. Big backhand. Nicholas on the catch. Backhand to the inside. Gaucheri from the 9 line. He pumps this backhand. Caught in the air by Nicholas. Urbieta from deep in the backcourt. Nicholas is there. Backhand from the 11. Urbieta from the 12. Nicholas at the side wall. Beautiful catch. Urbieta keeps it on the left side. Robote. Forehand with a light touch by Gaucheri. Jairo comes cross court to make the catch on the right side. That ball goes left side of Gaucheri. A bullet to the back wall, out to the Robote, played by Jairo. Straight back, Urbieta's there. Beautiful catch by Urbieta in the corner. Here's Nicholas from the 11 line. Right side, low and hard, crossing the wall, caught by Urbieta again. Nicholas now from the 11 line to the inside. What a catch by Urbieta in the corner. Urbieta from the 12, powerfully thrown. Robote, forehand, straight back. Gaucheri looks for the Robote. This one goes to the forehand of Nicholas. Nicholas powerfully from the right side, crossing the wall. Urbieta makes the stop. Nicholas again, backhand. A bullet to the corner, out to the Robote, played by Gaucheri. Taken on the bounce by Nicholas. Nicholas plays it high to the corner, out to the Robote. Gaucheri's there again. Low and hard, caught by Nicholas. Cortada by Nicholas, cut off before hitting the side wall by Gaucheri. Here's Nicholas again. Powerful Robote turn to the inside beautifully by Gaucheri. Nicholas made the stop. Robote, forehand by Jairo, straight back, caught in the air by Urbieta. Robote by Gaucheri. Blast to the inside. Nicholas, fine catch on the bounce. Robote for Gaucheri. Straight back. Caught by Nicholas. Nicholas, low runner to the inside. Scooped up at the back wall by Urbieta. Robote forehand. Caught by Gaucheri. He winds up. Costado to the inside. Nicholas is there. Robote forehand by Gaucheri. Taken on the bounce by Nicholas. Nicholas plays it high. Robote left side for the big bounce. Nicholas, help with the side wall, makes the play. Robote forehand by Jairo, 2 past the front quarter, dropping out. Gaucheri sends it back. Nicholas now on the backhand. Urbieta powerfully from the left side. Nicholas from the 12. Nicholas again on the backhand, wall to wall from the left side. Robote forehand, low and hard. Scooped up beautifully by Nicholas at the 12. Inside it goes. Urbietta's there. Catch now by Nicholas on the forehand. Robote left side, saved by Gaucheri. Nicholas on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 11. Gaucheri for the Robote. Back to the inside. Backhand by Nicholas. Nicholas on the catch. Backhand from the 10 line. Urbietta's there. Forehand from the 13. Gaucheri, 2-all Robote. It's out. That is 4 points for Jairo and Nicholas. Still possible set point for Gaucheri and Urbieta. Jairo has the serve.
Yeah, and after all that, a pretty long rally, well played. Gaucheri just a little reckless seemingly on that 2-all. It kicks it well out of play.
Again, sometimes you feel pressure just to end it after it's gone on for so long. That's not every player in Battle Court. That's some players in Battle Court. And that we've seen Gaucheri do that before. Again, it's a 2-all. It's a 2-all attempt. That just landed wide.
And the longer these rallies go on, again, probably favors the Devils more because these quick points have all gone the Renegades' way, and Gaucheri's killed it.
Let's see what Gaucheri does with the serve, if anything. Not that one. There's the backhand by Urbieta to the corner. Robote forehand, beautifully played, caught in the air by Gaucheri. Powerful throw by Gaucheri is stopped by Nicholas. Robote, middle of the court. Gaucheri to the inside. This one caught by Nicholas. Nicholas hard to the inside. Off the wall. Up high is Urbieta. Nicholas takes that in the air at the 12. Hard throw to the inside. Big bounce. Stopped by Urbieta. There's the backhand by Nicholas to the corner. Urbieta with another fine catch at the 13. Robote coming out. Robote forehand sent back to pass. Gaucheri looking for the Robote. Plays it safe on the forehand. Low and hard, stopped by Gaucheri. Gaucheri for the splitter, read by Nicholas. Nicholas goes hard to the inside. Urbieta with a good read, makes the catch. That's a great catch by Nicholas, stopping it from the corner. Gaucheri calls for the Robote. What a catch by Nicholas. Gaucheri calls for the Robote. This one's higher. Powerfully thrown to the inside. Nicholas is there. Backhand. Gaucheri calls for another one. Forehand Robote. Big backhand by Nicholas. Robote again for Gaucheri. Nicholas now from the 10 line. This one dropping. Excellent catch by Nicholas. Hard throw. Caught in the air by Urbieta. Urbieta goes low and hard. Nicholas is there. Robote. Forehand. Low and hard by Gaucheri. Nicholas is there. Nicholas now from the 10 line. Backhand. Urbieta on the catch. Backhand to the inside. Urbieta from the 12 line. Powerfully thrown. Robote coming out. Robote forehand by Jairo. Low and hard to the inside. Urbieta on the catch. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Nicholas is there. Nicholas moves up to take that ball in the air. Powerful backhand follows. Robote right up the middle. Fired from the forehand of Jairo. Urbieta at the back wall. Great catch. Robote for Jairo. Powerfully thrown to the inside to the corner, and Urbieta's there again. Catch by Nicholas. Backhand from the 12. Beautiful catch by Nicholas. Backhand. Coming out. Low save by Gaucheri. Nicholas up the wall. Forehand to the outside. Robote to the inside. Little clip. This one caught by Nicholas. Nicholas powerfully from the right side. Gaucheri fires this one back. Nicholas passes on the scoop. wall, stopped by Gaucheri. Gaucheri from the forehand will score. Point in a hard-fought set for Gaucheri and Urbieta, taking the first set 6-4. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out and play our next set. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was 5-1 early in this set, so you got to give the Devils a little credit. They found something there late.
Absolutely.
They played some good points, and it's just the one missed throw by Nicholas. He saves a rebote, it clips the side wall, and when Gaucheri's got it on the outside of the court, you just kind of got to duck and cover most of the time. Take a look here at some of these replays. Long rally. This is just, it's just this one throw. Look at where it goes. If it clips the sidewall, Gaucheri's got the forehand, and everybody, a little murmur started in the crowd because they knew it might end it here, and there it goes.
Gaucheri makes that stop, you know, on the outside. And again, there are some players who basically just throw it back hard. In Gaucheri's case, he throws it back hard, crossing the wall right where you're standing almost every time. You're watching Battle Court, the playoffs, live from the Magic City Fronton in Miami, Florida. Here we are in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players taking the breaks back here in between sets and to prepare for matches. This is an intense Renegades team.
Intense look today, and game day tied up 1-1. They know it's at stake here in this match. Division I doubles. Gaucheri and Urbieta putting together an 8-2 record in the regular season.
This would
Second
be
best doubles record of any Renegades team.
Gaucheri's last appearance. Now, Goanaga is not bad to take over in additional matches. Remember, in the playoffs here, you're looking for the team, whoever wins the first 4 wins the playoff. Gaucheri would obviously like to have 2 wins under his belt and set Goanaga up nicely to be able to.
Yeah, well, Gaucheri last season didn't get those 2 wins in the playoff day. Renegades lost. The year before, he and Aratz played in the tiebreaker against Douglas and Nicholas. They lost the tiebreaker. So this is a Renegades team that's been through a lot. They've been close and haven't been able to hang up that third banner. So you know that these guys are motivated today. Gaucheri is playing great. I mean, he's throwing it hard. He's been everywhere. Urbieta, pretty solid. Later in that set, a couple of mistakes there, but still overall, solid Renegades performance in a 6-4 first set victory. Players making their way back out there to begin set number 2 here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our second set. Jairo has a serve for the Devils.
If you look at the stats, I mean, Jairo, Gaucheri plays 15 percentage points more balls than Jairo in the front. Nicholas plays many more than Urbieta, but Urbieta's catching percentage is higher. So you look at this Renegades team, better backcourt than Gaucheri had in the first match. The same front quarters here. Again, it's an uphill battle, but the Devils, these longer rallies served them better. See if they can do it here to begin set 2 and push it to a third set.
Jairo serves. Our second set has begun. Here's the backhand by Urbieta, low and hard to the inside. Nicholas makes the save just above the pad. Gaucheri has it, rifles it back. What a catch by Nicholas. Big backhand, rebote coming way out. Gaucheri outs mid-court placement. 2 bounces before the ball was caught. That scores for Gaucheri and Urbieta. Gaucheri has the serve.
Yeah, Devils reacting, not very happy with it. Nothing that the Renegades did. It just died off the front wall, and you see that second bounce. Jairo put his arms out. Nicholas looking up to the heavens, saying, "What did we do to deserve that?"
You hit one of those magic spots on the front wall. There's a couple of them that, you know, it's the same for everyone.
Not much you can do, but tough break to begin the second set.
Excellent serve by Gaucheri is stopped, and a beautiful catch by Nicholas. Nicholas again, this time from the 12 line. There's a backhand by Urbieta. Rebote. That ball
a tough one.
is on the side wall, heads to the overhead screen. Good effort by Jairo. Gaucheri and Urbieta now lead 2-0 in the second set.
Hands out this time, but all because of what the Renegades did. It's perfect placement there, coming right off the back wall, on the sidewall as Jairo, tried to play that rebote. Only way for that ball to go is up, and up in the overhead screen, out of play.
Fault, underserve. Battle court rules allow for 2 serves. Second serve must be good. A good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. There's a backhand by Nicholas. Caught by Urbieta. Backhand from the 12 line. Rebote on the wall again. Jairo makes a save. Gaucheri attacks. Costado 2-all. Stopped by Jairo. Jairo blasts this back. Urbieta somehow comes up with the catch.
Gaucheri's back up.
Catch by Urbieta. Now you want to stay down as long as possible. Stay down until someone tells you to get up, because Urbieta is just as likely to fire back a cortada as anybody. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand to the inside. Urbieta's there. Rebote forehand. Scooped up by Gaucheri. Backhand. Low bullet. Pulled off the wall beautifully by Nicholas. This ball goes to the corner. Gaucheri on the rebote. Nicholas advances to make the catch. Hard throw. Gaucheri calling for the rebote. Plays it from the left side. Big bounce. Brought down by Nicholas. Nicholas low and hard to the inside. Urbieta makes the call. Catch by Nicholas on the forehand. Powerful rebote by Gaucheri. Juggling on the catch of Gaucheri. That's a point for Jairo and Nicholas. Jairo serves. Back call judge seeing the bobble in the cesta.
And no contest from Gaucheri or Urbieta. Usually means it's a great call by the back judge. It's a tough one there, right on the numbers. Tendency to juggle those. And that gets the Devils on the board. And fortunate, Jairo had an opportunity outside. Those are the chances the Devils must convert. They got bailed out there, but still came away with the point.
Here's the catch by Nicholas. Powerful backhand. Right up the middle on the rebote. Fire to the inside. Nicholas advances to take it in the air. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. To the corner and out to the rebote. Forehand rebote by Jairo passes. Rebote to the inside. Played on the forehand of Gaucheri. Scooped up by Nicholas. Backhand. That backhand takes off. Clears the overhead screen. Rebote up at the 3 line. Is just missed on the forehand. 3 points for Gaucheri and Urbieta. Gaucheri has the serve.
Just a lot going on these long rebotes. Number one, you're trying to keep your footing. You're trying to read the ball as you're approaching the front wall.
And keep the front wall in mind, too.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that one came up to about the 2 line. Jairo couldn't just turn and throw it as hard as he wanted, because it would have came right back maybe at him.
100%.
So much power from Gaucheri.
Powerful serve is stopped by Nicholas. Rebote by Gaucheri. Big bounce to the inside. Nicholas reads it. Returns it on the forehand. Urbieta, backhand to the inside. Rebote. Forehand. Urbieta's there. Jairo from the right side. Low and hard from the right side. This one caught by Urbieta. There's a backhand by Urbieta. Rebote comes right up the middle. Gaucheri has it. Cortada stopped beautifully by Nicholas. Jairo calls for the rebote, plays it up from the forehand. Urbieta takes it down low. Here's the backhand. Catch by Nicholas. Powerful throw. Urbieta's there. Takes it on the bounce. Rebote left side saved by Jairo. Gaucheri attacks, grabs it, fires it back. That one went off the tip of Nicholas's cesta. That's the 4th point for Gaucheri and Urbieta of the Renegades. Gaucheri serves.
And he just took his eye off the ball as it was coming at him.
Again, I'll refer to that 1960s video of a highlight player being asked what happens in that situation. So sometimes you think about the throw before you make the catch. That was right on his right side. Nicholas knows that he needs to get points up on the board.
And the best opportunity for the Devils.
I mean,
maybe
Nicholas,
in this set.
he's in a sweet spot. Drop it inside, 2-all, whatever, but got to make the catch. Fault under serve. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. There's the backhand by Nicholas to the inside. Catch by Urbieta. Here's the backhand. What a catch by Urbieta. Powerful backhand. Robote. Robote forehand by Jairo. Robote left side, 2-all by Gaucheri. Stopped by Jairo. Jairo's carom scores on the return. 2 points for the Devils. Jairo and Nicholas. Jairo serves. Perfect throw by Jairo.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
again, you just really have to make something happen, and takes a peek. Look how, I mean, yeah.
And look at where Jairo's catching that ball, too. I mean, he's barely on the boundary line. A good 2-all for Gaucheri opens up well outside of that. Just a little tougher off the Robote compared to when he's catching it in the air.
And that is absolutely no criticism of where Gaucheri was standing, just Jairo's ability to change things up.
Also, second time Urbieta's yelled something from the backcourt, and the next throw, Gaucheri threw a 2-all. So they're certainly communicating.
Powerful forehand by Nicholas. High to the backcourt, caught by Urbieta. Here's the left side. To the corner, out to the Robote. Powerful forehand Robote by Jairo. Nicholas will take this on the bounce at the 12 line. Big right side. Big bounce. Up and out to the Robote by Gaucheri. At the side wall, Nicholas makes a great catch. Urbieta, backhand from the 11. There's the backhand to the inside. Robote dropping. Saved by Jairo. Gaucheri cuts it off. Backhand. Low bullet. Caught in the air by Jairo. Jairo with the Costallo. Gaucheri has it on the forehand. Blasts it back. What a catch by Nicholas. Here's a backhand by Urbieta. Nicholas is there again. Backhand from the 12 line. On the sidewall the whole way. Robote coming out. Robote Filo scooped up by Jairo. The 2-all by Jairo lands in and scores. Beautifully caught and beautifully thrown. Jairo and Nicholas have 3 points for the Devils, 4 points for the Renegades.
Back-to-back points in 2 where the Devils
and
have
just
had
so
the
well
Renegades
done.
trapped
And one of them
inside.
is a throw that Jairo, again, Jairo likes to avoid that Costallo 2-all.
Yeah,
it's just not his throw, and he's the first to tell you that. But look.
He threw that with great control. He didn't overthrow it at all. He had Gaucheri trapped inside. All he needed to do was kick it off the sidewall and did just that.
Don't flirt with the pad. Don't flirt with the line. Well done by Jairo.
As the Devils did in the first set, they're coming back.
Here's the backhand, low, hard bullet. Caught down low by Nicholas. Great catch. Hard return. Coming right out. Nicholas on the catch. Backhand from the 10 line. Low and hard again. Robote. Forehand for Gaucheri. This one dropping, but Nicholas makes the save. To the corner it goes. On the wall, Gaucheri is not able to make that Robote. 4-4 is the score. Jairo has the serve.
But just like that, 3 points in a row, and the Devils have tied it up. And it all came after that missed ball by Nicholas in the middle of the court. Talk about a response here, and they need it most. And gotta get this set, though, to stay in the match. This is where Gaucheri becomes awfully tough with his wide variety of shots.
Urbieta from the outside. Low, hard backhand. Nicholas looks for a difficult Robote. Passes Gaucheri. Gaucheri come back to make the save. Safely played Robote to the inside. Nicholas from the 10 line. Low and hard. Robote coming out. Gaucheri makes the save again. Keeps it inside. That's a beautiful catch by Nicholas on the left side. Low bullet. Robote for Gaucheri. Nicholas has this one on the forehand. Cortada crossing the wall deep. Backhand by Urbieta. to the forehand of Nicholas. Urbieta calls for the catch. Backhand to the inside. What a catch by Nicholas at the 12. Big backhand follows. Robote. Robote, left side by Gaucheri. Urbieta calls for the catch. Backhand to the inside. Powerful backhand by Nicholas. Robote by Gaucheri. Fortunately, that missed him. Lighter touch. Urbieta advances to save it. Robote by Jairo. Urbieta's there. Backhand. Jairo gets in there and makes a great catch. Here's Urbieta on the backhand from the 12 line. Robote forehand by Jairo's. Scoop attempt is tipped. That is 5 points for Jairo and Nicholas. Possible set point here for the Devils. So, yeah, he was screened unintentionally entirely. Jairo was trying to get out of the way. But still, the guy's trying to get out of the way, and you're going for a scoop.
Yeah. Well, also, he didn't really have to scoop it either. No, that was coming to his right side.
That's my point, is if Gaucheri is just so good and so dominant and so aggressive, if he feels he has it, he's going to continue to go after it. Sometimes you just got to pull the cest out of the way and let your backquarter take it. That was one of those times right there. But still, let's see if he goes for this serve. Powerful serve by Jairo. Here's the backhand. That ball not coming out. It is 5-5, so this is set point, which would push us to a third set for the Devils. Possible match point for the Renegades.
Well, Devils won the 5-5 point the last match that gave them the win. See if the Renegades can do it right here to retake the lead.
I imagine we're about to see a fairly powerful first serve from Gaucheri.
I'll go ace or under. Neither.
There's a backhand by Nicholas to the inside, caught by Urbieta. Urbieta powerfully from the backhand. Nicholas from the 11 line. It passes. Robote coming out. Gaucheri, eyes on the Robote, fires it from the forehand. Nicholas is there. Big backhand to the side wall. Urbieta is there. Robote. Robote forehand, low and hard and caught by Urbieta at the 13 line. Here's a backhand by Nicholas to the inside. Gaucheri with a hop. There's the backhand. This Robote coming all the way out to the 4 line. Blasted from the forehand of Jairo. Nicholas on the catch. Backhand from the 10. Urbieta from the 12. Nicholas now on the forehand. Low and hard to the corner. And a scoop by Urbieta in the corner.
Crazy catch.
Robote forehand. Cuts back to the inside. Gaucheri has it. Puts it inside. That's a beautiful catch by Nicholas. Robote coming up high. Fired by Gaucheri to the inside. Beautifully caught again by Nicholas. Here's the backhand. Nicholas from the 12 line. Robote coming out. Gaucheri rifling this hard to the inside. Jairo gets in there and passes, and it's caught and returned by Urbieta. Nicholas on the forehand. Gaucheri looking for Robote at the 8 line. To the inside it goes. Nicholas advances, takes it in the air. Powerful backhand caught by Urbieta. Robote coming in low. Jairo makes a save. Gaucheri takes it in the air. Gaucheri hard to the inside, scooped up beautifully by Nicholas.
Catch.
Gaucheri calls for the Robote. To the inside it goes. What a scoop by Nicholas. Catch by Gaucheri at the side wall. Urbieta now from the 12 line. Powerful backhand to the inside. Robote coming out. Jairo on the forehand. Robote wall to wall from the right side. Gaucheri backing up. Gaucheri straight back. Nicholas has got it. Low and hard. Down low. Urbieta makes the catch. Here's the backhand by Nicholas to the inside. Urbieta's there. Robote. Robote forehand. Gaucheri picks it out of the air, winds up. Powerful Costello is scooped up beautifully by Nicholas. Gaucheri again for the Robote. Safely to the inside. What a catch by Nicholas. Nicholas will take this one on the forehand. Send it back. Gaucheri Split placement, scoop by Nicholas. Powerful forehand is crossing and stopped. And a great catch by Urbieta. Robote coming in low. Jairo makes the save. Urbieta down low with the catch. What a catch by Nicholas. Off the wall, back to the inside it goes. Robote for Gaucheri. Swing and a miss. Will take us to a third set. Devils take the second set, 6-5. 2 minutes go on the board. We'll come back out and play our next set. My, oh my. Wow.
So how about that? A missed Robote by Gaucheri at 5-5 and going to a third set. What a point that was. I mean, all four players heavily involved here. This was back at the beginning of the set. Throw died off the front wall. Devils at that point.
Again, so folks know, no one's unhappy with the call.
No, just
it's the wall.
Yeah, just displeasure. You know.
It's the wall.
Two wall here. Look at Gaucheri go up, makes the catch, but replace it inside. Yeah, Nicholas just laughing. I mean, he knows it right away, and it felt like at that point, going down 4-1, that was the match. But these Devils fought their way back, led 5-4. Got tied at 5-5 and took that decisive 11th point. Take a look at the replays here. 2-all attempt. I mean, look at where Jairo gets it. I mean, he's on the boundary. Karam there.
And look at all this. Look at this space. Look at the space. That's how you know it's the perfect throw.
Yeah, I mean, this was at that made it 4-2, I believe. That Karam.
This is one of the benefits of having all of these veterans on the court is the level of maturity.
A scoop here on the outside, and then Gaucheri's trapped, so he throws a 2-all there. That brought it to 4-3.
The oh-so-rare Jairo Costello 2-all.
And then right here, you know, we talk about more times than not. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Stu. I feel like when you see a missed Robote, it's just an overswing. I mean, a lot of times guys just throwing it hard or changing up the swing.
You know what it is? It's for the most part, in most cases anyway, it's the same thing as what we saw with Nicholas earlier, is you begin the second part of the process, the throw, before you've completed the first part. Now, you know, the catch is the first part when it's coming off the front wall. With the Robote, you don't catch it, but you do have to watch it come into your cesta the entire way before you start the throw.
So more of a rushed throw.
Absolutely.
Than an overthrow.
Absolutely.
What we see when you rush shots, you know, end up in the pad mostly or off the court, and, you know, same thing with these Robotes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our third and final set of this match. The first team to reach 6 points will win the match. Gaucheri will have the serve for the Renegades.
Yeah. And the referees, yeah, they know. If you don't blow the whistle, Urbieta and Jairo will stay back there as long as they can. There it is. Right on cue, Stu. It was like, clock's been at quadruple zeros for about 15 seconds now. We're going to get a whistle anytime.
No question that the backcourt judge is going to move things along here.
And why, some might ask, just so it's even for, I mean, it's the same 2-minute break for everybody.
100%.
Nobody gets an advantage over anyone. So, look, get them out there as quick as you can. Let's continue play. Third set to decide this third match. It's a big one here.
Gaucheri serves our third match. Our third set has begun with an overserve. First fault. Second serve must be good. Good serve lands between the 4 and 7 line. Here's a backhand by Nicholas to the inside. Urbieta in and out of the cesta goes. First point of the decisive third set goes to Jairo and Nicholas of the Devils. Jairo serves.
Wow. That is as shocking of a miss as you're going to see here. In the first set, Urbieta got tripped up. I mean, one that was right to him. And again, to begin set 3, I mean, you saw him looking at the basket. He couldn't believe it either. The Devils started off with a bad break in set 2. And you get a good one here.
Here's a backhand by Urbieta. Catch by Nicholas. Nicholas from the 10 line to the inside. Robote. Robote forehand, sidearm by Gaucheri. Gaucheri calls for the Robote. He's got it midcourt, sends it deep. Nicholas from the 11 line. Backhand, 2-pass. Robote coming out, dropping, saved by Gaucheri. Nicholas makes the catch. Sends it back. Robote for Gaucheri. That ball goes off the frame of Nicholas's cesta. We're tied up. 1-1. Gaucheri serves.
It gets increasingly tougher to make those scoops and catches off the quick bounce as the match progresses and it heats up. Nicholas did an admirable job late in the second set. He made about 5 or 6 of these to left and right side, and this one to begin
that kept
set
a minute.
3.
Yeah. This is a bit more complicated. Beautiful serve. Excellent catch by Nicholas. Here's Gaucheri. Backhand. Low bullet. Stopped on the left side of Nicholas. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Nicholas to the inside. Robote forehand by Jairo. Beautifully played. Robote for Gaucheri. Up the middle. Ball tipped on the forehand of Nicholas. That's 2 points for Gaucheri and Urbieta of the Renegades. Gaucheri serves.
Surprising misses now both sides to begin this third set. You know, there's a lot on the line, and, you know, don't talk a lot about some of the pressures and the differences between the regular season and playoffs, but some shaky play by both teams might indicate the intensity and what's at stake here.
Powerful, powerful serve by Gaucheri is stopped by Nicholas. Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Jairo calls for the Robote. Powerful Robote picked up on the bounce by Gaucheri. A bullet from the left side is stopped by Nicholas. Gaucheri again. Backhand. Blasted from the 8 line. Robote coming out. At the side wall, Jairo makes the save. Gaucheri's got it. Winding up. Back to the inside along the wall. Difficult ball. Comes out and scores. 3 points for Gaucheri. And Urbieta, Gaucheri serves. Yeah, okay, so occasionally the balls are inside and not along the wall. And occasionally you hear me say arrimada, and that's basically just a ball that's literally skipping along the sidewall. And that's what Gaucheri was able to do there. And it's very difficult to do with Magic City because it usually catches the seams in the walls and blasts out.
Oh,
excellent catch by Nicholas. Robote, high and inside. Nicholas is there. Backhand. Urbieta. Urbieta from the 12 line. Nicholas now from the 10. Gaucheri calls for it. Robote, high. Caught by Nicholas. Nicholas from the 9 line. A little lower, a little harder. Gaucheri calls for it again. Catch up high by Nicholas. Low bullet of a backhand caught in the air by Gaucheri. Gaucheri pumps it to the corner. Robote forehand now by Jairo. Inside placement is stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas on the backhand. Robote dropping. Nicholas on the catch. Low and hard, crossing the wall. Urbieta's there. Backhand to the inside. Robote forehand by Jairo. Cut off in the air by Gaucheri. Gaucheri, Costado to the inside. Robote forehand by Jairo. Cut off by Gaucheri. Gaucheri, low hard backhand caught by Jairo. Robote by Jairo to the inside. Along the wall, Urbieta makes the catch at the 12 line. Here's Nicholas, backhand. Gaucheri calls for the Robote, comes out on a high bounce. He sends it deep. Beautiful catch by Nicholas in the air. Gaucheri calls for another one. Robote with the bounce. This one's stopped by Nicholas. There's the backhand by Nicholas. Gaucheri takes it on the left side. Backhand, wall to wall, low Robote saved by Jairo. Will pass. Robote on a high bounce, floating. Gaucheri makes the save. Nicholas moves in. Backhand from the 8 line to the back wall. Nicholas on the catch at the 10. Low and hard to the inside. Urbieta at the 13. Nicholas off the wall. Great catch. Hard backhand back to the inside. Robote to the outside. Stopped by Jairo and a great catch. Cortada by Jairo is stopped by Urbieta. Jairo calls for the Robote. Puts it inside. Gaucheri's looking for the Robote. Urbieta from the forehand. Here's a catch by Gaucheri. He's winding up. Costi inside, scooped up by Nicholas in a beautiful catch. Robote for Gaucheri is dropping. Plays it for the high bounce. Nicholas goes all the way back to the corner. Comes out hard on the right side. Gaucheri cuts it off. Changes it up. Drops it inside to score. Beautiful play by both Nicholas and Gaucheri. Gaucheri gets the point. 4-1. Renegades lead. Nothing you can do about that.
He just sets it up beautifully. I mean, look at this throw here. Sets it up with a big bounce. Take Nicholas all the way back to the 13 line. He comes over the top. When he sees that, he attacks, catches it low, and then cuts off the swing. See where Jairo is defending the 2-wall? Nicholas is at the back glass after that last catch. Finds the drop shot to score. Again, same lead that the Renegades had in set 2. They weren't able to close it out.
Usually a difficult lead, but not always with Gaucheri. I mean, this is a more difficult league with some of the other teams, but
yeah, the fact that the Devils just came back and against this team 10 minutes ago should give them some confidence here.
Hard serve by Gaucheri is in and returned by Nicholas. Robote for Gaucheri. High and inside. Beautiful catch by Nicholas. That backhand along the sidewall, dropping. Robote by Gaucheri. Here's Nicholas on the forehand. Urbieta takes that in the air at the 10 line. Nicholas is there. Backhand. Robote for Gaucheri at the 6. Jairo reaches up, grabs it, rifles this one back.
Oh my, oh what an effort.
Touch the overhead screen. Great effort by Urbieta. That is 2 points for Jairo and Nicholas. Jairo has a serve.
After a clean miss of the ball coming at him, he's on a knee and tries to save this for Bote. Presence of mind to just make this is incredible. Look at this, Urbieta misses it. He's on the ground. Oh,
look at that.
Actually got a shot at it. And AC just catches a piece of that net.
didn't even have to move that much.
No, well, right to him, kind of.
Urbieta with the catch. Here's the backhand. Wall to wall from the left side. Jairo running. Costi to the inside. There's the backhand by Nicholas. Urbieta from the 11. A powerful throw stopped by Nicholas. Here's the backhand. To the corner it goes. Urbieta's there. Robote left side for the big bounce. Gaucheri looks to make the save, lays it up. Jairo grabs it out of the air, rifles it back. Gaucheri stops it, blasts it back. Robote coming out to Jairo. Jairo forehand Robote to the corner. Save by Gaucheri. Catch by Nicholas. Nicholas hard throw up the middle, scooped up by Gaucheri. Gaucheri with a little help from the side wall. It scores. 5 points for Gaucheri and Urbieta. Possible match point for the Renegades.
Yeah, just a little clipper here again. Nicholas makes a nice catch up high on the right side, but he pushed it right to Gaucheri. Scoops it up, and it comes up on Jairo so quickly. I mean, right at his feet. It's not an easy scoop, and the right side more difficult than the left.
Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Gaucheri calls the Robote. Beautiful scoop by Nicholas at the 12. Urbieta's there. Backhand. Robote by Jairo, right up the middle. Gaucheri makes the catch on the forehand. A hard throw. Scoop by Nicholas. Robote back to the side wall. Gaucheri makes a save. Here's Jairo. Jairo, Cortada, goes to the backcourt. Urbieta makes a save. What a catch by Nicholas off the side wall. Robote coming to the inside again. Gaucheri pumps the right side. He passes. Robote forehand by Jairo. To the corner, out to the Robote. Gaucheri again. Here's Nicholas over the top to the inside. Beautiful catch by Nicholas. Jairo takes it in the air. Backhand from the 7. Robote by Gaucheri. Nicholas on the right side. Hard forehand. Takes a big bounce. Urbieta's got it. Here's a backhand. This one caught by Gaucheri. Winds up. Costi to the inside. Caught by Nicholas. Nicholas, cortada. Stopped before touching the sidewall by Gaucheri. Jairo gets in there. Plays the rebote. Low and hard. Gaucheri on the rebote save. Nicholas at the sidewall. What a catch. Up at the 10 line. Catch by Nicholas. Nicholas to the inside. Gaucheri cuts it off. Here's the backhand. Wall to wall from the left side. Rebote forehand. Gaucheri calls for it. Nicholas on the catch from the 10 line. Cortada. That scores. Perfectly executed cortada by the backcourter Nicholas. Devils with 3 points still possible. Match point for Gaucheri and Urbieta.
Well, this one was as close to the side wall as it could be and dropping. That's how you got to beat Gaucheri. I mean, right there on the wall.
You called it is dropping, is when it hits the side wall. Again, you could throw it low and hard and cross the side wall all day.
Right.
It's when you throw it, it hits the side wall and drops. That's really what makes a cortada a cortada.
So hard to control it, even if you get assist on it there.
Yeah.
Here's the backhand by Urbieta. Rebote for Jairo. He takes it on the forehand and rifles it inside. Gaucheri for the rebote. Difficult catch by Nicholas on the backhand. To the inside. Urbieta's there. Rebote forehand. To pass. Gaucheri looks for the rebote. Fires it inside, and Nicholas makes the catch. Backhand from the 11 line. Jairo takes this in the air. Backhand. Powerfully thrown and caught by Urbieta. Beautiful catch. Nicholas up high on the left side. Rebote forehand saved by Jairo. Gaucheri on the rebote. High and inside. Nicholas advances. Takes it in the air. Backhand to the inside. Urbieta's there. Powerful backhand. That clears the overhead screen. It's on the wall the whole way. Gaucheri fires it back wall to wall. Jairo. Costello rebote to the inside. Beautiful catch by Nicholas. Backhand from the 11. Rebote. High bounce. Nicholas saves the rebote. Passes Gaucheri. Urbieta from the forehand. Keeps it high. Rebote forehand by Jairo. Urbieta up high. Jairo makes the catch. Backhand, powerfully thrown. Rebote dropping, saved by Gaucheri. High and inside, Nicholas is there. Chula scores.
Oh, not going to be easy.
4 points for Jairo and Nicholas. Gaucheri and Urbieta still with possible match point. Jairo will have the serve. So far, 2 chulas in one day, both thrown by the Devils.
In every set, even in the first set, the Renegades had a sizable lead, 4-1, if not better than that. And every set, it's gotten pretty close late. Now just a point away from a match point. Boy, and I mean, gotta feel a little momentum swinging back in the direction of the Devils.
And also their ability to maintain their composure. I mean, both teams, and especially both backcourters. Nicholas having a couple mistakes and coming back from that really well.
The Renegades certainly know it's at stake here. I mean, a lot of pressure to close out the match here.
Here's a backhand. Low and hard, caught by Nicholas. Hard to the inside, and Urbieta's there. Powerful backhand taken off the wall by Nicholas. Nicholas to the inside. Rebote. Rebote to the inside, and Nicholas makes the catch on the forehand, sends it deep. Catch by Urbieta, backhand. Here's Nicholas from the 10 line to the inside. Backhand by Urbieta. To the corner, out to the rebote, saved by Jairo. Gaucheri has it, winds it up. Nicholas, tough catch on the right side, low and hard from the forehand. Urbieta's there. Little clip off the sidewall. Nicholas makes another fine catch. Hard throw to the inside. That ball's come back to the inside. Gaucheri makes a save. Scoop by High catch made by Nicholas. Slow and hard. Scooped up by Gaucheri. Low bullet. Caught on the forehand of Nicholas. Nicholas sends it back. Big bounce into the corner, and Urbietta's there. Rebote forehand. Caught by Gaucheri. Gaucheri winds up. Drop shot. Stopped, but not held on to. Point set and a hard fought match for the Renegades. They win it in the third and decisive set, 6-4.
Well, one of the best matches that you're ever going to see here in Battle Court. Division I doubles, 31 of a possible 33 points. And Gaucheri and Urbieta give the Renegades a 2-1 lead headed into match number 4. Well, that's it for the Gaucheri portion of the program. So 2 wins for him. His day is complete. Now the Renegades send out Goanaga to try to close out the Devils. Look at this catch, though. I mean, Urbieta in the corner. And then the next throw here, Jairo saves the rebote. Gaucheri goes with the drop shot. Jairo's there, but again, what a tough way to end it. Just a floater missed. Gaucheri fired up, and the Renegades lead 2-1.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Well, let's take a look at that game day score now, reflecting that win by Gaucheri and Urbieta. 2-1. Renegades out in front. First 1 to 4 wins will advance to the finals. Renegades halfway there, but the Devils are the higher seeded team. So remember, if we're tied 3-3, we will go to a tiebreaker. But we're going to hear from Gaucheri and Urbieta ready in the DraftKings Players Cage. Guys, what a match that was. I mean, playing 31 of a possible 33 points. Jairo and Nicholas, not necessarily known for the offense, but what makes them such a difficult opponent even in this top division?
Their defense. Obviously, their defense and their psychological toughness. They never give up. I think it was one of the sets we were winning, but they came back from behind. They never stopped fighting all the points, all the matches, so they are really tough opponents.
Awesome, guys. A great performance. Gaucheri 2-0. Good luck the rest of the way, guys.
Thank you.
And Division 5 doubles beginning right about now. Goanaga and Flores stepping out for the Renegades against Ferronda and CRB. So Goanaga and Flores, best record in Division 5 doubles this year at 9-1. Ferronda and CRB, second best record in this group at 7-3. Two of these teams riding pretty significant win streaks coming into today's matchup. Goanaga and Flores have won 8 matches in a row, and Ferronda and CRB have won 7 in a row. Something's got to give here. Goanaga and Flores don't have the serve. There's a serve. We begin with an underserve. First fault, second one coming up. Flores on the inside, low runner, scooped up by Ferronda. He sends it back. Flores is there. Back into wall opens. Ferronda from the right side, goes high to the inside. Goanaga cuts it off. CRB, nice catch, comes down a little bit lower. Here's Goanaga. Oh boy, CRB, nice stop overhead. Backhand to the middle of the court. Ferronda whips it inside, crossing the wall. Nice catch again. Flores back up the middle. Good stop on the right side. Ferronda to the outside. Goanaga's there. Cortada elevated it a bit, and CRB got assessed on it, but dropped it. First point of our fourth match to the Renegades.
That ball came to the forehand of CRB hard. Again, Fronda announced his retirement. Will take place at the end of this season.
Ball missed off the serve. The ace makes it 2-0.
Certainly like to continue it into the finals.
Gonaga hard serve again. CRB controls it, plays it back inside. There's Flores. Rotate by Fronda from deep in the backcourt. That rattled around in the rail. That is out of play. 3 points for Gonaga and Flores.
Ball kicked up just after he threw it. And again, whether it's the rail or the overhead screen, had that contact.
Oh, serve dropped by CRB. Gonaga and Flores. That's 4 in a row.
Gonaga's putting a little extra juice behind these serves, no question about it. We've seen him do it throughout the season. CRB, though, for the most part, has handled it.
Yeah.
Handled everything that's come to him.
Coming in low, too, which he's had trouble with. He's got that one, though. Gonaga steps back to the 11 line to cut it off. That's a low runner. Fronda makes a one-handed catch. On the inside, here's Flores. Backhand. Stopped by Fronda from the 8. He sends it high and deep. Long rebote coming out. Gonaga plays it at the 7 line. CRB takes it in right off the wall.
Great catch by CRB.
Now Gonaga from the 9, backhand again, stepped off the sidewall. This one a little bit higher and up in the overhead screen. 5 straight. Possible set point for Gonaga and Flores.
Yeah, and forced error really came back and bit them there. We haven't had any shutout sets or anything close, but Gonaga certainly come out firing on all cylinders, and Flores is doing fine behind him.
Hard serve. CRB's got this one. Low runner inside. Scoop. Missed. No shutout in our first set. Devils on the board. They serve. Still possible set point.
We have seen that before in Battle Court. I don't know that's going to be enough to get the Devils all the way back in this first set, where Gonaga tries to do just a little bit too much.
Backhand to the inside, catch by CRB, backhand, opens, Gonaga stops it. Oh, and hard inside, look at Fronda coming cross court, controls it, but right back to Gonaga. Here's a bullet of a backhand, CRB lets it pass Fronda, makes a save. Now Flores makes the catch in the backcourt, lays it up. Fronda attacks, cuts it off up at the 8 line, sends it back to him. Renegades let it pass, Gonaga saves the rebote, CRB with a leaping grab, backhand. Caught on the left side of Flores. Now Fronda from the 8, backhand inside, stopped again. Nice scoop up in the front, Fronda plays it back. Flores reaching behind him, controls another one. That's tough, right on the wall. The saves the rebote, Gonaga advancing, Costado to the inside. Caught in the air by CRB. Now Flores kicks it off the wall. Fronda runs under it. Range. Left side rebote by Gonaga. This one dropping. Fronda gets it in the air, plays it back. Past Flores. Gonaga able to save another one. Costado caught the top of the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. Point and set. Renegades take it 6-1. 2 minutes. We'll come back and play set 2.
So there you have it. Currently playing our 4th match of the second semifinal here in Battle Court for Winter Season 2025. We're back in the ESPN 3 DraftKings Players Cage with the Renegades. Goenaga seated, Flores standing, with the rest of the team giving them feedback on that first set, which I imagine involves just do more of the same. Goenaga came out firing on all cylinders. CRB having some difficulty stopping the ball in the back. And that last play just caught top of the pad. As we are in the playoffs, the first team to win 4 matches wins the semifinals and advances to the final, which will be held next Friday, 7 p.m. Here we are on the Devils side. Focus on Ferranda. Once again, Ferranda has announced his retirement at the end of this season. Very pleased that he's chosen to finish his career in Battle Court after having played so many years throughout Florida. CRB, of course, one of the original. Actually, no. Well, yeah. We consider CRB one of the original group. He came in 2019.
Well, yeah.
He was almost. He was there in 2018. He was
just a late arrival.
He was just there a week late.
On
exactly.
brand.
Exactly. Second set ready to begin.
As Fronton CRB will have the serve. Ferranda serve, set 2, has begun with a one-handed catch by Flores. Nicely done. Back in a pass. Here's Robote now for Ferranda. Kicks off the sidewall. Goenaga, Costado, high to the inside. Look at CRB. Reaches in, makes the catch. Goenaga sends it high and deep again. Right in the corner. Not a lot on that Robote. Ferranda lays it up. Goenaga attacking. Cortada scooped up by Ferranda. Robote again, it's a forehand, gonna cross the wall. CRB steps out of the way. Ferranda saves the Robote. Goenaga on the bounce from the 6. He blasts it. CRB, what control. Makes the catch on the left side. Right back to Flores now. Flores clears the screen. Big bouncing Robote laid up by Ferranda. Pass Goenaga, but he stays with it. This one floating to CRB. Goenaga takes it right off the wall. Low bullet. Now Ferranda stops it at the 8. Well, runner inside. High scoop made by CRB. Backhand comes in low. Right to Goenaga. Costado drop shot. Look at the foot speed. CRB. He passes, and Flores is in perfect position. He made the catch in the air. Last line of defense.
Look at
Ferranda caught under the bridge a bit. Makes the save. Goenaga, speaking of saves, catches it high on the left side, up in the front. Flores back at the 12 line. Fine catch overhead to Ferranda. Long Cortada, not crossing the wall. Goenaga picks it off. Low bullet. There's CRB again, standing in. Oh, late reaction by Flores. He makes the catch, sends it back. CRB. Backhand kicked off the wall, caught by Goenaga. 2 wall, 2 score. Just a tremendous point. Going the way of the Renegades. See how that one opens up. Well out of reach.
iPad and iMac and everything else.
CRB in the middle of the court, back to the inside. Look at Goenaga, comes flying in there to make the catch. Backhand on the wall. CRB lost his footing, still made the play. Tough catch by Goenaga, low runner coming back to him. That one's dropped.
That was along the wall the whole way.
Goenaga and Flores with 2. clean miss by Goanaga.
Oh, look
and
at Flores.
And the third time's the charm makes the save on the rebote. Cortada scooped up by Goanaga. 2-wall, 2-score. What a point there. 3-0 lead for the Renegades. 2 players with a missed catch, and then the rebote. How about this? I mean, what a great catch by Ferronda. Sends it inside. How about that? Nice catch and the 2-wall to boot.
Very well done. Throw the ball where your opponent's not. That's exactly what Goanaga did. Very well.
It's a hard serve. CRB takes it in the middle of the court. Fires it inside. Out of reach of Flores. Goanaga saves it on the back end. Ferronda cuts it off up at the 7. He blasts this one. Rebote coming out. Rebote save. Now Goanaga from the 6. Drop shot. CRB long run. Could not get there. 4 in a row.
Goanaga's doing a great job of moving these Devils around. CRB's fast, but, I mean, that would have been a remarkably impressive catch if he would have made it. So that's in slow motion, but he was running full bore.
Oh, Ferronda takes the serve. 2-wall, 2-score. That opens. Devils on the board here in set 2. They'll serve.
At some point, you just got to start going for it, especially this far down in the second set. If you've got it. There's nothing easy about this catch that Ferronda made.
Flores from the outside, backhand. Look at Ferronda. Cross court to cut it off. Goanaga does the same. Starter to the inside. Tough scoop by Goanaga. Backhand. There's CRB with a nice catch. Goanaga keeps the pressure on, keeps this one even lower. Ferronda coming back. What a save. It's a soft 2-wall. Goanaga advancing, takes a look, sends it to the outside. CRB dropped it. 5 points, possible set, and a possible match point for Goanaga and Flores.
CRB's positioning, I mean, he reacted a little late. Well, you don't see it here. You see this beautiful one-handed save by Ferronda. But then here, he moves to the outside. Got both feet off, well, both feet. Not a lot of contact with the ground. Which is good if you're about to be electrocuted, but not if you're trying to catch a highlight ball.
Ball dropping, it's just missed by Flores. That's a second point. Devils extend the match here, still possible match point.
Flores has been on catching really well in the backcourt.
Oh, cut off the serve. Goanaga sends it inside.
What a
CRB keeps the match going with a great catch. That's a long run for Goanaga. Drops it at Ferronda's feet. Nice scoop up at the front. Low runner. Oh, Goanaga able to stop it. Backhand 2-wall. Not enough. Ferronda. Cortada picked up before the second bounce. What a grab. This one dropping. Ferronda lays it up again. Goanaga with a chance. Costano to the inside. What a scoop by CRB. Yeah, he got it. Ferronda again. Goanaga inside. CRB caught this one in the air. Now Flores stops it at the 11. Backhand to the outside. CRB winds it up. Sends it over Goanaga's head. Crosses the wall, and Flores takes it in. Ferronda again blasted. That's right on the wall. Nice save. Past the front court, CRB from the back. High to the inside, cut off. Here's Goanaga, takes it off the wall. A bullet controlled by Ferronda again. CRB waiting for it, back at the 12 line. Pitch on the left side, dropping low. Goanaga, that's a drop shot. Long run, Ferronda had it, but could not control it. Point, set, and match. The Renegades take it in straight set 6-1, 6-2. Goanaga and Flores picking up right where they left off in the regular season. Decisive straight set wins 6-1, 6-2 to bring the Renegades within 1 win of advancing to the finals. Stan and Ben against Nicholas and Kubala up next. Then Goanaga and Urbieta will take on Ferronda and Benny. If we are tied 3-3 after that, again, the tie-breaking match as chosen by the Devils will be Nicholas and Kubala against Stan and Ben. Let's take a look at that game day score now, reflecting 3 wins for the Renegades, only 1 for the Devils so far. That was CRB and Kubala over Stan and Flores. Gaucheri and Ben defeated Jairo and Benny. Gaucheri and Urbieta defeated Jairo and Nicholas. And then a few moments ago, Goanaga and Flores defeating Ferronda and CRB. Into the next match, you got one of those winless teams coming out for the Renegades. Stan and Ben 0-10 in the regular season. Nicholas and Kubala, one of the best teams in their division. Get one there, the Devils are heavily favored, looking to stay in this game day. You never know how things go on these playoff days. Goanaga and Flores, though, over in the DraftKings Players Cage. The best performance of the year coming in the playoffs. Congratulations, guys. And look back at the stats. CRB and Ferronda lost the first 3 matches of the year. They won 7 in a row. So coming into this matchup, 2 of the best teams in the division, what was the key to slowing them down and getting that quick win?
Well, I think the key was to be solid, try to move the ball whenever I had the chance at the front. We tried to do that, it worked. It was a really important win for us, but the work isn't done yet, so we have to keep working.
All right, guys, well played. Good luck in those final matches. Thank you.
Go Renegades.
All right, well, Nicholas and Kubala coming out next, hoping to keep the Devils' season alive. They'll go up against Stan and Ben. Stan and Ben, as we said, 0-10 in the regular season. Nicholas and Kubala, a fine record of 8-2. Nicholas and Kubala won both matchups in the regular season. 6-2, 6-2 back on January 24th and 6-2, 6-0 on February 18th. So swept the season series, looking to make it 3 wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our next match. Stan will have the serve for the Renegades. Stan serves. We begin. Here's a backhand by Kubala. Stands there. Nicholas on the rebote, lays it up. Stan has it, then didn't. First point for Nicholas and Kubala of the Devils. Nicholas has the serve. Sometimes that floater is just really difficult. I mean, it seems like it's coming right to you, and then all of a sudden, no, it's really an inch in front of me. And slow balls are sometimes the most difficult ones to catch. Here's the backhand by Ben. Low runner to the inside. Caught by Kubala. Backhand. Caught by Stan. Here's Nicholas. Backhand from the 8 line. Ball tipped in the backcourt. That's the second point for Nicholas and Kubala of the Devils. Nicholas has the serve.
It's so tough for Stan and Ben here. You know, Stan, really one of the newest players on the roster here coming in. Was trying to figure out where exactly he would play. Now he's stuck in the front, played a lot better in the first match. See what he can do here.
Beautiful catch by Kubala, pulling that off the sidewall. Here's a backhand by Ben, powerfully thrown to the inside. Ben on the catch. Backhand from the 11 line. Big backhand by Stan, caught by Kubala at the 13. Robote, left side to the inside. Ben, clutch catch. Nice scoop behind the 11. Kubala's there. Robote forehand, straight up the middle. This one caught by Ben. Ben from the right side. Here's Nicholas, backhand from the 7. Ball tipped in the backcourt. That's a third point for Nicholas and Kubala of the Devils. Nicholas has the serve.
Yeah, you just say to this Renegades, you know, you got to go for it. You know, regular season wasn't great for him. And Stan and Ben trying to work things out together, but against Nicholas and Kubala, you're not going to engage and win these long rallies. You got to kill the point, get on the board.
Kubala overhead makes a fine catch. Robote will fall short. 4th point for Nicholas and Kubala. Nicholas has a serve. Miscommunication there between. I mean, look, Ben plays his best. And this isn't just saying because Gaucheri is the one out there doing most of the playing. When Gaucheri is in front of Ben, Ben catches basically everything and knows what to let go. With Stan, it's just not the same. It's just not the same chemistry.
Yeah, to that point, I mean, Ben 95% Division II, and he's all the way down there at 88% in Division IV in catch rate.
Got a lot to do with who he's on the court with. Here's a catch by Ben. Picks it up on the forehand. Backhand by Kubala to the inside. Ben's there. Big backhand by Ben. Caught by Kubala. Ben now from the 11 line. Powerful backhand. Robote coming out. Stan looks for it on the forehand. We have a swing and a miss at the 6 line. That's our 5th point for the Devils. Nicholas and Kubala. Possible set point.
Yeah, we saw Stan play really well in the first set of his first match. He was playing the ball mostly in front of him, making those catches in the air. In this type of match, with power of Nicholas and Kubala's precision, they're getting the ball by him, forcing him to play these Robotes, and just not the strength of his game.
Karen by Ben.
It's out.
Lands out. That is point and set for Nicholas and Kubala. They win the first set 6-0. 2 minutes go on the board. We come back out and play our next set.
So Nicholas and Kubala 6-0, winning that set over Stan and Ben. When you look at these two teams, Division 4 and Division 6 winless, but you know, that's kind of the Renegade strategy and the way they put these teams together. I believe they had the option. Take a look. I think Goanaga and Urbieta. No, sorry, Goanaga and Flores actually the same rank, combined rank of Stan and Ben. So the Renegades had a choice to play Goanaga and Flores in the 4 or the 5. They figured that they'll probably get more wins with Goanaga and Flores in Division 5. So let's try to get them as many as they can and see how Stan and Ben fare in Division 4. Again, in a regular season, it doesn't matter a whole lot, and that's why the Renegades have been successful the last couple of years when it's just total points. You get, I mean, the last few years, it's been a little bit different. You know, the scoring, and now in the modern day Battle Court, you get 1 point for every win. There's points associated with the game day results, so not so much as you just get the best players on your team and win as many individual matches as possible. In this modern format, you really need a solid team with some depth. Again, you just need to win 4 matches, and Gaucheri's already won 2. Goanaga won his first. And you got Goanaga and Urbieta coming up against Ferronda and Benny up next. I mean, that's the match that you can imagine both of these teams are looking ahead to. And a reminder that if we are tied 3-3, then we need a 7th match to break the tie. It will be these two teams. And the Devils, as the higher seeded team in the regular season, get to choose the tie-breaking match. And Nicholas and Kubala have been their best team all year. Stan and Ben haven't been so great, and it's a pretty easy pick for them. Again, only if we need a tiebreaker. Clock's winding down. Let's begin set number 2 here. It'll be the Renegades, Stan and Ben with the serve.
We're ready to begin our second set. Stan will have the serve for the Renegades. See Stan and Kubala just chatting before the set begins. Again, camaraderie within teams and among teams is just really, really special here in Battle Court. There's the serve by Stan. We begin. Backhand. Here's Ben. From the left side, Kubala's there. Bet on the forehand. Kubala from the 13 line to the inside. Stand on the backhand. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Powerfully thrown to the inside. Ben is there. Nicholas again, this time from the 8. Another hard one. Rebote coming out. Stand on the rebote. Mid-court. Stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas powerfully. Stopped by Stan. Ben on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 9 line. Kubala's there. Rebote saved by Stan before the second bounce. That's well played. Ben, just off the tip. First point of the second set goes to Nicholas and Kubala of the Devils. Nicholas has the serve.
Another, longer rally to begin the set, and you see what happens in the end. It's just the Renegades are out of position, scrambling a little bit more, and you got Ben reaching to save a rebote deep in the backcourt, not the strength of his game.
Here's a catch by Ben, backhand to the inside. Kubala down low, fine catch and a nice return. Here's the backhand again by Ben. Kubala from the 13 line. Ben gets in there to make a fine catch at the 11. Kubala from the left side. Stan off the sidewall. Ball is tipped. 2 points for Nicholas. And Kubala of the Devils. Nicholas has the serve.
And again, even if they're making those catches, they're just passing inside and kind of in the rhythm of the game as opposed to trying to make something happen and kind of flip the momentum.
Kubala from the 12 line. Ben makes a great catch at the 12. Backhand. Kubala's there. Rebote for Stan, high and hard to the front wall. Nicholas on the backhand. Ben makes a beautiful catch. Powerful throw by Nicholas, scooped up by Stan. Stan for the 2-all, stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas rifles it back. Ben makes the clean catch in the backcourt, and Kubala is there for the return. Stan on the rebote. Big bounce brought down by Kubala at the 12 line. Here's the backhand by Ben. Caught on the left side by Kubala. Rebote, forehand. Ben almost made the catch in the backcourt there. That's 3 points for Nicholas and Kubala of the Devils. Nicholas serves.
You see the Devils, just playing so smooth, so consistent here, and not really threatened by any shots from the opponent. So Nicholas is staying inside. Kubala's back here in the corner and not doing a whole lot of movement, making one more catch than their opponent.
Here's the backhand by Ben. Caught in the air by Kubala. Kubala from the left side. Ben, great catch at the 12 line. Here's the backhand. Powerful backhand by Nicholas. Great catch by Ben. Rebote for Nicholas. Play back to the inside. Great grab by Stan. That backhand just does clear the overhead screen. Caught and returned by Kubala. Rebote. Left side. Here's a catch by Nicholas. Powerful backhand. Ben now from the 12 line to the inside. Nicholas again with a hop. Backhand from the 9. Wall to wall from the left side. Rebote forehand by Stan. Ball tipped by Ben deep in the backcourt. That's a 4th point for Nicholas and Kubala in the second set. Nicholas serves.
See Ben going for that blind catch again, reaching back over his head and can't do anything with it.
That is one of the first things you learn in highlights. Catch the ball in front of you. Catch the ball in front of you. There's the backhand by Ben, the inside. Kubala takes it in the air. Rebote forehand. Kubala on the backhand to the inside, powerfully thrown. That's a fine catch by Ben. Ben on the forehand now from the 13 line. Long carom, stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas powerfully stopped by Ben. Ben to the inside. Nicholas is there. Big backhand. Rebote coming out for Stan. 2-all Rebote by Stan. Executed perfectly to score. There'll be no shutout in the second set. Stan serves for the Renegades.
That's the one, huh?
It worked
2-all there off the
He got one
Rebote.
off the first time he played this afternoon. That one worked as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, look how far away Nicholas is from that ball. Devils aren't expecting anything to the outside portion of the court, so if you're the Renegades, take notice and just start firing.
Here's the backhand by Kubala. Right to the corner, out to the Rebote. Stan sent that one too high. That is 5 points for Nicholas and Kubala of the Devils. This is possible match point.
Hoping to get it to a 6 match here.
Outside placement served by Ben. Ben returns it low and inside. Kubala advances to make the catch, puts it back inside. Ben on the catch at the 12 line. Big backhand. Nicholas is there. Backhand from the 8. Kubala from the 11 line sends it deep. Ben reaching way overhead to make a fine catch. Backhand by Kubala. Ben's there. Nicholas now from the 8 line. What a catch by Ben off the side wall. Beautifully played. Kubala, fine catch behind the 12. Rebote dropped. Point, set, and match to Nicholas and Kubala, taking it in straight sets. 6-0, 6-1.
And we'll move on to match number 6. Straight set victory for the Devils. Renegades still lead 3-2. Heading into that 3rd division doubles match, Goanaga and Urbieta with a chance to win it for the Renegades against Veronda and Benny. Players making their way off the court right now as we prepare for match 6. Coming up in just 2 minutes. Bradley on the move, breaking, he got there, blast the forehand, everybody out of the way, and Nicholas got hit. Joe Sherry up in the front court towards the inside. What a scoop!
What an amazing
by Douglas.
catch.
Joe Sherry picks it up in the front court, whips it inside. Another one. Game day score reflecting that win there by the Devils, Nicholas and Kubala. 8-2 in the regular season. And adding that win in the playoffs. We got them over in the DraftKings Players Cage. Let's hear from our winners there, Nicholas and Kubala. Again, you guys were chosen as the tie-breaking match if needed, so I can imagine you guys had a lot of confidence going into this match with the season on the line. What was just the key to playing simple, smart, and getting the win?
Yeah, like you said, play simple, smart. Same thing we've been doing all season. Now we really need to focus up and get this last game so that me and Nicholas can get back out there for the 7th match.
All right, good luck, guys, and good luck in this final match.
Thank you very much. Go Devils.
So Kubala set it up very well, as he said. Fronda and Benny need to win this match to give he and Nicholas another chance. Let's introduce those two teams, though. Goanaga and Urbieta for the Renegades. Fronda and Benny for the Devils. Goanaga and Urbieta 6-2 in the regular season. Fronda and Benny just 4-6. Both matchups in the regular season in Division III doubles went the way of the Renegades. Goanaga and Urbieta won 6-4, 6-1 back on January 24th, and they won 6-3, 6-5 on February 18th. If the Renegades win, they will advance to the playoffs. If the Devils win this match, we will go to a tiebreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to begin match number 6. Again, the Renegades lead the game day score 3-2. If the Renegades win this match, they will advance to the finals. If the Devils win this match, we will go to a sudden death tiebreaker. Goenaga and Urbieta serve to Ferranda and Benny.
And 2 players retiring at the end of the season, both Ferranda and Urbieta. So we'll see who plays on.
Well said, Stu.
Into the finals.
There's a serve. We begin match number 6. Low bullet inside. Goenaga comes flying in there to cut it off. Catch by Benny on the inside. Plays it back to Urbieta. Catch by Ferranda on the inside. Backhand floated up. Urbieta takes it in at the 12 line. Goes a little bit higher off the wall. Benny takes it in. Rips it off the numbers. Benny from the 10. That backhand's dropping. Urbieta gets up to it. Now Benny again. Same spot. Floats it back. Urbieta now. Low runner cut off by Ferranda. Catch by Benny, back of the 12. Plays it inside, cut off by Urbieta. Benny sends it deep, past the Renegades. Goenaga looking for the rebote, plays it inside, crossing the wall. Benny's there. Benny drops it low. Goenaga from the left side, backhand, low runner. Benny all alone, he scooped it up. Now Goenaga from the 10 line on the wall. Benny makes a nice stop. Backhand up the middle. Right to Urbieta. Forehand rebote laid up. Urbieta on the hop makes the catch. Forehand inside. Dropping low. Ferranda just got to it. Benny at the 10. Fires it out of reach. Goenaga again from the 7 line. Turns the rebote. Right back to Benny's left side. Leaping grab, Goenaga sends it back. Benny's there. Urbieta runs around it, keeps it on the left side, and just blasts it wall to wall. Rebote forehand laid up by Ferranda. Cut off by Goenaga, dropped to the inside. That'll score. Placement shot gets Goenaga and Urbieta on the board first here in our final match.
So definitely not a drop shot, but the inside placement. Remate Rincon to the inside, just beautifully executed here by Goenaga.
Benny from the 9 line. Oh, that one is in the pad, and the pad is bad. 2 points for Goenaga and Urbieta.
No, Benny was trying to go low inside. We saw, I believe it was Urbieta try to do that earlier. I mean, it's a legitimate throw, but you're flirting with that lower pad, and it bit both of them.
Here's Benny from the 8. Elevates this one. Urbieta steps up, makes the catch in the air. Now Benny back at the 13 line to the inside, cut off by Goenaga. There's the backhand, stopped by Benny. Urbieta at the 11 line, sends it high and deep. Benny looking at it. Rebote coming out. Ferranda saves it inside. Goenaga, inside placement. Devils not falling for it. Both there. Ferranda rips it on the wall. Urbieta takes it right off. Now Benny to the inside, cut off by Goenaga, backhand 2 wall. Oh, Ferranda's there, sends it high. 3 wall play, Goenaga switches to the right, but it's a little too high, and that caught the rail, which is just out of play. First point for the Devils, Ferranda and Benny.
Goenaga trying something a little bit different there. And that one, as it's coming out, just hits the rail above the front wall.
Catch on the inside, that one dropping low. Goenaga lays it up. Ferranda couldn't get there. Benny from the backcourt. Back from the 10 line, cut off by Goanaga. Costi up the middle. Right to Ferronda again. This one inside. Urbieta couldn't make the catch. Just like that, the Devils have tied it 2-2.
Again, Ferronda tends to play better when he's warmed up. He is warmed up from that first match. Though it was a losing effort. It wasn't that long ago.
Serve crossing. Urbieta comes away with it. Backhand inside. There's Benny. Nice catch by Goanaga, ranging back. Now Benny steps up from the 10. Powers it inside along the wall for Urbieta. Oh, bullet stopped by Goanaga. He's at the 8. Blasted out of reach. Benny calls for Ferronda. He makes a save. Goanaga steps back. Now Urbieta calls him off. Advancing from the backcourt. He blasts it. Got to get inside. Ferronda saves the rebote, but right to Urbieta. Backhand. Will throw again. Takes Benny out of it. Ferronda alone. Inside Urbieta. Now Benny from the 12. It's dropping along the wall. Or
beautiful
Goanaga
catch.
rather. Makes a nice stop. Benny all he can behind this throw. Rebote to the inside. Tough scoop. Benny
What
a
a
high
scoop.
scoop. He made it. Now Goanaga, Costado, long drop shot. Not enough. Benny Cortada to the inside. Goanaga's there to make the play. Big backhand, dropping in the corner. Ferronda makes a save. Goanaga again. Costado. It's a drop shot. Both Devils there. Benny calls him off to the outside. Goanaga makes the catch. Oh, but right back to Benny. Cortada to the inside. Scooped
What
up.
a catch. The
Right
point's still
off
going.
the floor. Now the Devils have switched. Benny up in the front court. Lays this one up. Goanaga attacking on the right side. Drop shot. Oh, look at Ferronda. One-handed catch. Now Goanaga inside placement. Devils have switched back, and Benny with a scoop. Backhand to wall. Scoop by Goanaga. Soft forehand. Benny dropped it. Oh, what a point.
My, oh, my.
Tremendous effort, but that goes the way of the Renegades. 3-2 they lead.
Yeah, I don't know that anything else could have been thrown.
No.
I mean, you got Benny doing his best imitation of a front quarter for a couple of these catches and throws. Once he gets stuck up in the front quarter, got outside placement stopped.
Good catch by Goanaga, rather.
Scoops. This one by Benny. Look, his composure is just beautiful. Again, you know, you may get a little nervous seeing that ball, oh my, is coming back at me, not Benny. Benny gets right back in there to make the catch, and now he's looking for Rebote as a front quarter, and he makes that too. Really well done.
That serve takes Benny outside. Again, the low runners in the pad. 4 points. And Goanaga and Urbieta lead by 2.
That one, I'm not sure if he was trying or he was off his footing. I didn't.
He was falling back and
okay,
away,
yeah,
but
I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't see him. I just saw the.
he wanted to throw it low, but again,
obviously not that low, but yeah.
Again, how many times does that score, especially early in a match? And now they've given away 2 critical points. Benny, there's the backhand, caught by Urbieta there at the 11 line. To the inside, Benny makes the stop. This one caught on the inside by Goanaga. Fires it from the 9. Benny steps away. Ferronda saves the rebote. Oh, that comes to the middle of the court. Goanaga higher to the inside. Benny steps up, caught in the air. Forehand on the wall now. Urbieta out of the way. Goanaga can't save the rebote. The Devils now with 3. They'll serve. Yeah, it looked like a little Magic City bounce right here. Yeah. And it opened up, and Benny was not trying to be in the way.
No, not at all. Yeah. Not at all. Because if that ball comes out like a normal rebote, you don't run to the inside.
No,
yeah.
He was certainly getting
invariably, if you're trying to get out of the way, you're moving to the outside, but if the ball happens to be bouncing out there, then getting in someone's way.
Then he makes a stop at the 13 line to the inside. Urbieta steps away. Goanaga saves the rebote. Cut off by Ferronda. Placement inside. Oh, Goanaga stopped in the air. Back to Benny. He makes the catch. Tough Robote. Goanaga saves it. Fronton couldn't get up there. Benny now from the back. He's on the 9 line, though. Fires it inside. It's dropping. Goanaga saves the Robote. Little clip. Benny from the outside. Long Cortada. Goanaga comes cross court and scoops it up. Now Ferronda. Back to the inside. Urbieta doesn't want it. Goanaga lays it up with a big bounce along the wall. Benny makes a stop. Sends it high and deep. Not deep enough. Urbieta's there. Catch on the inside. Now Benny back at the 12. Floats it up on the wall for Urbieta. Benny comes in at the 13. Fires it high and deep. And again. Now Benny. 12 line. Dropping. Urbieta just does get there. Now Ferronda switching to the right side. Long Cortada. That'll score. 4-4 is the score for Ferronda and Benny serve.
Ferronda and Benny have done a good job coming back here. And Goanaga and Urbieta, a tough team, catching everything. Goanaga with the shots.
Oh, Goanaga picks it, whips it to the inside. Benny missed the scoop. Ball tipped first time around. That's 5 points possible. Set point for Goanaga and Urbieta.
Yeah, that whistle came quick.
It's well called, too.
Yeah, that whistle came quick. Benny goes for the... Goanaga picks a serve, coasts to the inside to Ben.
Yeah, you could see. Change of direction, a tip, and good idea, but...
No, that's all he had. That's all he had.
How to catch it front way. That one low to the inside. What a catch by Urbieta back in the corner. That's a tough Robote, and it comes up short. Point and set. Renegades take it 6-4, 2 minutes. Come back and play set number 2.
So this is a vital second set coming up here. If the Renegades win it, the game day is done. They advance. Ferronda will officially be retired. If the Devils are able to pull off a win here in this second set, move on to a third and final set. And then it'll either be Urbieta or Ferronda's last day playing professional highlight.
Yeah, and just solid again. Urbieta and Goanaga. I mean, last year with a Rotz on this team, Goanaga finished 10-0. You lose a Rotz, you figure, well, you're going to downgrade, but that really hasn't been the case with this Renegades team. Urbieta, well, we talked about his catch rate in Division I. He was 97.3%, which is top 10 in the roster. He's at the top 15 in the roster if you add his Division III catch rate to it as well. So, I mean, one of the best at just extending the rally, making those catches in the back, and allowing his front quarters. He's got some of the best in highlight to do their thing up in the front. Look at that catch by Ferronda, though. Picks it off the wall right as it crossed. Left side Robote by Goanaga, and then a fine scoop by Benny. So, yeah, as it crosses the wall, trying to catch it to the right side is infinitely more difficult than the left.
Every surface the ball touches, the spin changes just ever so slightly. Here we are back in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage. Players taking the breaks back here in between sets to prepare for matches. First set won by the Renegades, 6-4. Second set coming up. Just about 10 seconds.
And so far, everything going according to plan for the Renegades. You know, they have 4 pretty strong teams and 2 weaker teams. The 3 that are stronger have already won. The 4th is Goanaga and Urbieta here. They won the first set. So look, that was their strategy going into the draft. And if they are able to close out this match, you got to give them some credit here. They took some slack. They said, we're going to stick with it. And here they are now within 1 set of advancing to the finals. Against perhaps their former teammate Rotz, who's already locked up his spot there with the fireballs. We got a long way to go, those two. I mean, we saw on Friday night, you know, even if the matches feel like they may be over, well, it's the playoffs, and These guys are fighting till the final point. Fronda and Benny's season now really on the line here. Can't drop any of these final 2 sets. Goenaga and Urbieta just need one to give their team the win. There's a serve by Fronda. Set 2 has begun. Urbieta low runner to the inside. Scoop missed along the wall. Goenaga and Urbieta first point, set 2.
So as far as low runners go, I don't know you can throw it better than that. That ball stayed in the air all the way to the 10 or 11 line, hits the floor, and straight from the floor to crossing the side wall. That's a tough catch for anybody.
Benny from the 10, backhand to the inside, good catch by Urbieta. Benny, nice play, rips it off the wall, backhand inside. Goenaga does the same up at the 9. He powers it. Not a reach, Fronda looking for the rebote, makes the save, cut off by Goenaga, inside placement. Not enough, Fronda gets it. Rebote forehand, play to the inside. Benny steps out of the way, Fronda saves the rebote. Now Urbieta, leaping grab from the backcourt, forehand inside, crossing. Fronda snags it. Long rebote, Goenaga turns it inside. Benny with the scoop, here's the backhand. On the wall for Urbieta. This one kicking up and out. Fronda gets there on the outside. Forehand crossing the wall. Urbieta ducks. Goenaga, great patience. He makes the save. That's floating. Benny just got there.
Great catch.
Right to Urbieta in the corner. Fires it high and deep. No play again for Benny. Fronda saves it inside. Now Goenaga, rebote. Benny hand on the wall, makes the catch. Elevates the forehand. Caught in the air by Urbieta. Now Benny from the 11. High and deep, past Urbieta, Goenaga alone, he saves the rebote. Well, bullet, there's Urbieta with the stop again, backhand inside, cut off overhead by Fronda. Goenaga, Costado, it's a drop shot, long run, Devils there, neither come up with it. 2 points for Goenaga and Urbieta.
Had that ball not been on the wall, may have been easier for Fronda or Benny, but look at that, on the wall the whole way. Fronda did get assessed on it. Benny was there as well.
What a catch inside by Goenaga. Backhand, floated up, stopped by Benny. This one coming in on the wall. Goenaga rips it off. He sends it back to him. Here's Rebote now. Fronda lays it up. Cut off by Goenaga. It's a 2-wall. That's too wide. Sent out of play. Fronda and Benny get their first point of set 2.
He threw it fast, hard and fast, and landed out.
Urbieta powers this one wall to wall. Rebote forehand, saved by Fronda. Urbieta backs up, makes the stop on the right side. Catch by Benny, he's at the 10. He powers it low and hard. Oh, that's dropping. Goenaga on a knee, makes the save, but Fronda's attacking. Forehand to the outside. Oh, the Renegades have a chance, and Goenaga saves it on the back end. Splitter dropping.
What a save
and
by
it's
Benny.
up in the overhead screen on the return. What a point. Great recovery by the Renegades. They get their third point. Lead by 2.
I know that it hit.
Yeah, ball went.
I know that it hit too high and out of play, but I'm going to tell you something. For Benny to make this read is just so impressive. To try to even get us assessed on this Rebote. See Goenaga take it and just send it. Stays inside. Benny knows he's got no play on it coming at him. Turns around, saves the Rebote, and again. It was all he could do to save it. Ball just took off.
None other than Cabrera of the Fireballs coming away with that souvenir. So got his breath back under him after that Friday night game day. Here's Benny from the outside. Backhand caught by Urbieta right in the corner. He sends it high and deep. No play for Benny. Fronda alone sends it up. In the middle of the court. Urbieta low runner, scoop by Benny. Backhand inside, caught by Urbieta again. Now Urbieta back of the 12. Fires it high to the inside, catch by Benny. Holds it up on the wall, great catch there by Urbieta. Backhand to the middle of the court. Urbieta, forehand, dropping low. Fronton gets it. Cortada, that's low, but stopped before the second bounce. What a play. Comes shooting off the back wall. Fronton turns it again. That one caught in the air by Urbieta. Urbieta goes a little bit higher. Crossing the wall, there's Benny. Now Benny up at the 10 line. Hard throw, dropping low. Urbieta gets there. Backhand. Wall to wall, here's Robote. By Fronton, right to Goanaga, outside placement, scores. Now to 8 him up there, that's 4 points. Leads up to 3 for the Renegades.
Fronton was basically in the right vicinity of the court to make this stop, just.
Overran it.
Yeah, I mean, was ready for it on his forehand, which is, I imagine, where he would have preferred it.
It's just so hard to react because the philo comes up on you quickly, and
very fast.
See, a lot of times guys actually do run around it or run past it. Benny, high hard throw, catch by Urbieta. He plays it inside. Benny. Benny now at the 11. Oh, runner, scoop by Urbieta. Robote left side to the inside. Benny again, now at the 9. He powers it, it's on the wall. Caught
what a catch
by Urbieta.
Tough catch.
Now Benny, back of the 11, to the inside. What a catch up the wall. Goanaga comes down with it. Back to Benny on the inside. Forehand, crossing. Goanaga waits for it, makes a save. No play for Fronton. Benny charging in from the back, shoots a cortada, not enough. Urbieta gets there. Benny leapt a little early, still came down with it. Backhand passes, here's the Robote. Goanaga puts it on the wall. Spectacular catch by Benny. Long Robote again, Fronton, that one caught the corner. Goanaga's right side to the inside, crossing.
Beautiful
Benny
catch.
comes away with it. Urbieta elevates it, it clears the screen. Robote played at the 5 line by Fronton, right back to Urbieta. Backhand, stopped again up in the front court. Leaping catch, Urbieta's got it, throws it right over Fronton's head. He cuts it off on the left side. There's a low one, it scores. What an effort there. The Devils get a much needed point. They're second, they'll serve.
Catch by catch, throw by throw, there's an intensity.
Urbieta plays it inside. What a catch by Benny. Backhand, dropping, it's tipped. Fronton and Benny now with 3.
Make no mistake about it, Benny ripped that one. I mean, he threw that about as hard as any ball I've seen him throw. Just boom. Just stays, look how it curves into the sidewall too. I mean, that's just a perfect backhand from deep in the backcourt.
Urbieta keeps this one low. Benny backing up. He makes a nice scoop. Catch overhead by Goanaga. Backhand from the 9. Stopped by Fronton. Goanaga again cuts it off. Is that bullet into the corner? Benny, no fear, makes the play. Goanaga again. Pace is picked up here. Another bullet. Stopped in the corner by Benny at the 13. Sends it a little bit higher this time. Urbieta steps in. Backhand. Cut off by Fronton. Urbieta with a leaping grab. Keeps this one inside. Crosses the wall. Benny brings it in. Hard throw. Urbieta stops this one again. Benny up at the 9. Little runner. Caught in the air rather by Goanaga. Back to the middle. Here's Benny. Forehand. Crossing. Urbieta goes up. Makes a nice catch on the right side. Sends it high. Kicked up. And Benny made the play. Catch low on the left side of Urbieta, backhand. Drops between the Devils. Ferronda stays with it, lays up the rebote, but Goenaga attacks. Costado, it's a drop shot. Ferronda got there. Ferronda returns a drop shot that Goenaga gets to. The Philo scores for Goenaga. 5 points, possible set, possible match point for the Renegades.
Drop shot caught well by Ferronda. This drop shot is still in the air past the 4 line, and he catches it.
It's a splitter.
It's an important point coming up. Obviously, the Devils would like to hold on here. Renegades would like to finish.
Hard serve is an over serve, though. First fault, second serve coming up. Second serve is good. Here's Benny. Starts off with a low bullet. Caught in the air by Urbieta. Backhand dropping inside. Benny steps up. Fires it along the wall. Goenaga takes it in. Big backhand there. Benny steps back to the 13 to cut it off. Costado hard inside. Right to Benny. Low bullet. Stopped by Goenaga. That's a hard throw. Into the corner. Benny not going to let it pass. Makes the stop. Floats it up. Now Urbieta. Tough play as that one crossed the wall back inside. Here's Urbieta. Now Goenaga, nice stop at the 9 line, back to the inside. Benny pulls it in, sends it hard, but Goenaga's there to cut it off. Backhand 2 wall, he took a look. Ferronda stops it, Cortada attempt by Ferronda. Look at Goenaga, makes the play. Benny again. Sends it high and deep, long rebote, just laid up. Ferronda takes it in. Outside placement will score. That extends the match. Nice throw by Ferronda. That's 4 for the Devils.
Ferronda eyes on the ball, knows what he wants to throw, blasts it outside. Good effort by, wow. Ah, yes.
Yeah, someone went down up there.
Yeah, so especially at this point when you get a player that goes down on their back or goes down at all, that transfer of sweat onto the ground sets up a particularly difficult and potentially dangerous situation. Especially there.
Wait,
Someone throws a 2-wall, you'll
goodness.
go ice skating straight through there.
Yeah, and not at 5-4. Look at Goenaga. I mean, how about that effort, too? I mean,
just
he was diving on the ground. And
if he would have made the catch, I don't know how he would have gotten the ball back. Great effort, though. Tremendous.
Hard server, Urbieta from the 11 line. Powers it inside. Long rebote coming up. Saved by Ferronda. Benny on the inside from the 11. Powerful throw, dropping low. Urbieta gets up to it. Now Goenaga along the inside. Hard throw. It's come shooting off the wall. Ferronda just lays it up. Goenaga attacking at the 6 to the outside. Scoop by Ferronda. Karam will score. So we are at 5-5. It is a possible match point here for Goenaga and Urbieta. This is set point for Ferronda and Benny of the Devils.
Ferronda looking at retirement, saying, if I'm going in swinging. Just what we would expect to see. I know, phenomenal. Just beautifully done. And the presence of mind to snap off a carom like that, so well done.
That's an overserve. First fault, second serve coming up.
Well, you know, Goenaga's looking for the serve. And especially if you're going to go easy on this second serve. Gowanaga's looking to pick it. He's thrown drop shots. He's thrown filos. He's thrown 2 walls.
It's a lot on this serve, and you got one of the most aggressive front quarters standing in the receiving box here. Good second serve. Urbieta from the outside. That's a low runner crossing. Benny saves the rebote.
Beautiful throw.
What a stop by Gowanaga. Reached out with one hand. Long rebote. Saved by Fronton now at the 7. Gowanaga keeps it inside. Benny goes up the wall, makes the catch. Powerful return. He's come shooting out again. Gowanaga makes the save. Here's Benny. From the 7 to the inside. Urbieta, low runner. Benny looking to scoop it, and he does. Now Gowanaga, powerful runner.
Oh,
Stopped
what a
by
catch by Fronton.
Sends it back. Urbieta waits for it at the 12 line. Now Fronton from the 9. Backhand cut off by Urbieta. Up to the middle of the court. Fronton goes to the inside. Urbieta all alone. He makes the play. That one dropping for Benny's at the 11. Low bullet. Gowanaga didn't want it. Urbieta from the backcourt. Sends it over their heads. Tough catch lined up off the side wall. Now the rebote off his footing to the inside. Benny all alone. He had to make that catch. Threw it right over Fronton. Gowanaga now. Bullet into the corner again. That's dropping. Will he get
Great
there?
save.
He does. Gowanaga attacking from the 3 line to the inside.
What a scoop by Benny.
Now Urbieta from the 10. Plays it up the middle. Benny now from the 12 line. High to the inside. That crosses the wall. Gowanaga makes a nice save. Another one.
Great
Benny now on
catch.
the left side. Comes away with it. This one drops between them again. Rebote saved by Fronton. Urbieta tip ball.
Oh, man.
Wow, we got a third set coming up.
Third set.
In 2 minutes. Devils escape. 6-5.
Fronton says I may be retiring, but again, not in 2 sets, I'm not.
Goes down, you know,
How many
not
sets
yet.
can you play? You can play 3 sets? I'm playing all 3.
I mean, tremendous play by, Fronton and Benny there at the end. I mean, catching in the backcourt, but again, you have to win these points, and Fronton was doing that up in the front. Couple great catches off of pretty good shot attempts by Gowanaga, setting up this 3rd set.
This is how Battle Court works
yeah.
for the most part. In fact, our CEO was in here the other night after the Fireballs and the Warriors were playing. He says, it always comes down to this. Like he was surprised. And it's like, well, yeah.
Well, the last game day, the one that you were mentioning on Friday, it came down to the final point of our 6th match. Didn't need to go to a tiebreaker. And here we're in the 3rd set of our 6th match. Chance, if the Devils win this one, to go to that tiebreaker.
It's just impressive. And again, winning team, winning Battle Court team, it's looking at a $30,000 prize. Yeah. Again, there's game day prize money and game prize money for every match that they play, for every game day they participate in. But the real money in Battle Court.
There's that scoop and the 2 wall to follow. And that brought it to 5-4 and a little life. A rebote here by Fronton. Kicking up into the corner, and my, oh my, just a missed ball.
And goodness, Benny just played phenomenal in that. Both Benny and Fronton. Fronton was able to snap off some shots, but Benny just maintaining his composure, made some fantastic catches, powered the ball back to the inside. There he is in the ESPN3 DraftKings Players Cage, getting some feedback from Jairo. And Benny's always had a good relationship with Jairo throughout their entire time.
Again, look at the game day score. Renegades lead 3-2 going into this final set of match number 6. So if the Renegades win this set, they will advance to the finals. If the Devils win this set, we'll go to a 1-set sudden death tiebreaker, played up to 6 points, so same as a standard Battle Court set. That was chosen by the Devils as the higher-seeded team in the regular season. That match will be Nicholas and Kubala against Stan and Ben. So Renegades sensing a little pressure here. Obviously, this isn't their last opportunity, but given what we saw in the matchup between Stan and Ben and Nicholas and Kubala, you feel like this is really the last great opportunity for the Renegades here.
There's no question about it.
It's hard to put all your eggs in the basket of a team that hasn't won this year, and Still never know what's going to happen in a tiebreaker, but the Renegades are just focused on closing this one out, trying to get to 6. Whoever does first will win the match. We are ready to begin set number 3. Goenaga to Urbieta, serve to Ferronda and Benny. Goenaga serves, we begin. Tough one coming in the corner. Goenaga lays it up, just clears the screen. Ferronda. Cortada to the inside. What a scoop by Goenaga up there in the front. Now Benny back at the 13. Plays it up the middle. Leaping grab by Urbieta from the outside. Low runner, scoop by Benny again. Lays it inside. That's a catch by Urbieta. Left side rebote by Goenaga. Benny waiting for it at the 10. Forehand. Going across the wall. Urbieta ducking. Goenaga makes another save. Ferronda steps in front. High scoop. Oh, bullet coming back. Urbieta brings it in.
What a catch.
Now Benny with a tough catch along the wall. Floats it back. There's Urbieta, same spot. A little bit harder. Not past Benny, though. He controls it to 13. Drops it up the middle. Goenaga waiting for that rebote. Saves it inside. It's got a big bounce. Benny just twists it up there. It's in play, but Goenaga, Costado to the inside, will score. Ball tipped on the inside. That gives the Renegades the first point of set 3.
Once Goenaga has it on the Costado, once he makes this catch, you'll see right here, he gets a good picture of the court. He makes the catch, looks right behind him, sees where Benny is. Throw it back at Benny's feet. That's just so well done by Goenaga against this, right there against the sidewall. That's not a miss by Benny. That's a beautifully thrown ball by Goenaga.
Benny from the outside, from the 11. That's a low runner. Shoots out the back wall, and it's laid up by Goenaga. Ferronda got there to the outside. The Philo scores for Ferronda, and we're tied 1-1.
Ferronda catches it low, just decides to rip it outside. You see that backcourt judge pointing in, front court judge pointing in. That is good.
Powerful backhand, Benny.
What a catch.
Notice, made the catch across the side wall. Long rebote for Goenaga. Cut by Ferronda. Inside placement. Ooh, came out to the middle of the court. Now Goenaga rips it. Benny with a scoop on the right side. Forehand dropping. Urbieta gets there. Big backhand now. Long rebote coming out. Ferronda saves it inside. Cut off by Urbieta. He goes deep. Not enough. Benny stops it at the 13. Goenaga from the 7 line. Hard to the inside. Look at Benny. Keep it on the left. Drops it between them now. Goenaga saves it on the back end. Benny advancing at the 9 line. Hard to the inside. Caught by Urbieta. Now Ferronda goes down to the floor. Goenaga couldn't get there in the air. Lets it pass to the backcourt. Urbieta from the 10 line. Catch by Benny. Left side rebote, big bounce. Benny makes the catch up in front of him. Forehand dropping. Here's Goenaga. Costado inside. Going to be a tough scoop. Actually, rebote. Then he saves it. Oh my, man. It's in the top of the pad. Any part of the pad is bad. 2 points for the Devils, Ferronda and Benny.
Yeah, there's sometimes, well, frequently there's questions whether or not balls touch the pad. Usually the team that threw it believes that it didn't. The team that it was thrown against believed that it hit. That was no question. That was no question. That's like a front pad chula we just witnessed.
Serve through his legs and an ace. Makes it 3-1.
No matter who's wearing an orange shirt, in Battle Court. You can never rule them out regardless of whatever the score is. No matter which direction momentum seems it's going.
Boy.
The orange shirts.
This comeback by Fronton and Benny, down 4-1 in set 2. And here they are, 3-1 lead now in the third set. Hard backhand. Benny thought about it, gets out of the way. Fronton saves the rebote. Here's Goanaga from the 8. Backhand to the inside, stopped by Benny. Rebote, left side by Goanaga. Along the wall,
Beautiful
Benny with
catch.
a nice catch. Awful backhand, caught by Urbieta. Forehand rebote, catch by Benny at the 10 line to the inside. There's Goanaga. He powers it from the 8. Benny, it's back there at the 13 to make the catch. And he again cuts it off. Backhand comes in low. Urbieta has to step up to make the play. Now Benny from the 11. Hard to the inside, stopped by Goanaga. Goanaga sends it back, and Benny makes the play overhead. Left side rebote, big bounce. Benny kind of climbs the wall, comes down with it, back to Urbieta. Kind of ate him up. Benny keeps it on the left. Long rebote coming out. Goanaga at the 8 to the outside. Oh, Benny read it. Benny forehand, not doing too much. Gonna drop and a tough rebote saved by Goanaga now.
It's a great save by Goanaga.
Long cortada, soft touch. Look at Goanaga. He got there again.
That was beautiful.
Forehand rebote just kind of laid up. Fronton goes down, and Urbieta makes a nice catch, comes over the top. On the bounce, Benny settles at the 13. Left side rebote, soft touch again to the inside. Here's Benny from the 9. He powers it out of reach. Wall to wall, rebote for Goanaga, hooked it. On the forehand of Fronton, cortada by Fronton scores. 4-1. The Devils lead.
Need to maintain their composure. And remember, Goanaga's up there. Locked and loaded. This is one of those, when you're the Renegades, you need to remember that you're the Renegades. And when you're the Devils, you need to remember you're playing against the Renegades.
Just can't get comfortable. Never a comfortable lead.
No such thing. 5-1, forget about it. Same eye of the tiger focus. Gotta have it. How many times have we seen it?
Oh.
Comebacks
Even
where
in
you
the
just sit there
playoffs.
and go, wow.
Serve opens up. Urbieta from the outside. Back inside. It's tipped.
Midcourt.
That gives the Renegades their second point.
Ball just came up on Fronton quick. Had assessed up, but that's no one's fault. It's no one's mistake. It's just a missed catch. Devils lead 4-2. If, of course, Devils are able to win this set, it'll force the sudden death playoff.
Taking some extra time here. Yeah, Urbieta, I mean, see trying to get feeling back in the hands, smacking it against the wall. Maybe got some long points here. Third set.
Whatever blood's going into your hand when you have your cestitide on is definitely constricted. There's no question about that. And you're using your wrist constantly every time you throw the ball. More so on the forehand than the backhand, but that wrist is constantly going.
Benny takes in the serve. He powers it. Takes Urbieta out of it. Goanaga quickly pedals and makes the rebote save. Benny keeps the pressure on. Backhand from the 8. Stopped by Urbieta. He sends it deep. Benny with a tough play along the wall. Backhand inside. That's Goanaga. Long rebote. Fronton stays with it. Sends it back. Trying to pass. He does. Now the Renegades scrambling. Goanaga saves it. It died off the front wall. Benny long cortada, just dropping. Urbieta gets it before the second bounce. Here's the rebote again. Fronton lays it up. Cut off by Goanaga. 2-wall. Splitter.
Missed
that
it.
scores. in position. Devils couldn't make the catch. That's 3 for the Renegades. Right back in it.
Going back to 2018 when JR and I were with the original players, it was like, guys, gonna give you a tip. In between a point, clear your head if you lost. If you won, clear your head. If you can't do it in between points, do it in between games. If you can't do it in between games, do it in between game days.
But least important point was the one that was just played. Can't do anything about it. Robote left side, saved high off the front wall by Goanaga, right to Benny. There's a backhand coming in low. Goanaga, what a stop. He goes deep. Shooting off the back wall, Fronton lays it up. Right back to Goanaga though. High to the inside, Benny.
Beautiful
what a tough
catch.
Scoop. Goanaga now from the 8. A low runner tipped along the wall. 4-4 is the score. Goanaga and Urbieta serve.
Goanaga's just maintained his composure beautifully.
Can't ask for better drama in these semifinals. The 6 match has gone down to the last couple points on Friday, as it is here. Low runner inside, great catch by Urbieta. He got up to it, floats it back. Not past Benny though, he's got it to the 13. Oh, it's a little high, it clears the screen, cut off by Urbieta.
Beautiful catch.
Benny now at the 13 line, back inside. Goanaga with the stop, hard throw. It's on the wall, Benny makes a play. Now Urbieta from the 12 line, drops it between them. Fronton hangs with the long Robote, sends it up, and Urbieta runs under it. Now Benny on the inside, low bullet. That's a tough one, Urbieta scoops it up. Oh, backhand clipped. Goanaga stops it outside placement. Scores perfectly for Goanaga. What a time to throw it. 5-4 lead for the Renegades. Possible set, possible match point.
What a shot. Again, he hasn't thrown it all
One
day.
all day.
And look where both of his opponents are standing. What a time to throw it.
They didn't really, the Renegades didn't go down swinging in the second set, so maybe a change in mindset, but that was just perfect by Goanaga. You got to think,
That was perfectly executed by Goanaga. Just beautiful. You look at where both of his opponents were. Throw the ball where your opponent's not. That's exactly what he did.
See, the Renegades understand what they're working against here. Again, as many as 2 chances if they need it to advance to the final. Here's Benny, backhand inside, stopped by Urbieta. He sends it high and deep into the corner. Fronton's Robote laid up, stopped by Goanaga. Drop shot. Oh, Fronton got there, backhand, past both Renegades, long one. Goanaga to the outside will do it. The Renegades are going to the finals. Goanaga and Urbieta close it out 6-4 in the third and final set.
So, the Devils season comes to an end, and the Renegades advance to the finals, and that is this upcoming Friday. My, oh my. 6-4 in the third and final set. Would have been just 1 more point away. Yes, Andrew, I hear you.
Hear me making my way out to the court here. Let's try to find some of these Renegades huddling up.
They're up there at the
a lot of kids
the front of the wall.
The little Renegades over there in the cage are very excited. Guys, come on over here. Renegades winners advancing to the finals. We'll get the 2 guys, Goanaga and Urbieta, there, and then we'll get the rest of the team around you here. Congratulations, guys. What a win. I mean, you had the opportunity there to close it out. As you were beginning that third set, what were your final thoughts as you step out on the court?
6 more points. That's the only thing we need. Don't make mistakes. Keep fighting like always. And we just need 6 more points.
Yeah, and Goanaga, now you guys have secured your spot in the finals. You're going up against a former Renegade in Arats and the Fireballs. What is that matchup looking like for you guys?
Well, like all the matchups, it's going to be tough because they were first during the season, so that means a lot. But we need to do our thing, keep fighting, game by point, and one more to go.
Awesome, guys. What a way to close it out. We're going to be back on Friday night to finish up the season. These Renegades will take on the Fireballs, 7 p.m. Join us for the conclusion of our Winter 25 season.
We'll see you then.
Do you have any serving rituals?
Yeah, I have a lot of them.
Today we're comparing the tennis ball to the highlight ball.
Just like that effortless look, you know, but it's really a lot of effort.
5 facts about Battle Court Jai-Alai you didn't know.
The ball averages a speed of 150 miles an hour, and the world record is 190 miles an hour. Hi, my name is Anderson, and I cracked this glass.
I love y'all boys!